So now they can see us. And then can one of you speak really quick?
Hello.
Testing.
There you go. Perfect. Yep. You guys are good. Perfect. Hey everyone. Hope you guys are all doing well. My name is D'Angelo Murillo, and welcome to my channel. Today we're going to be playing Vampire the Masquerade for a wonderful cause for American Heart Association. All the money donated today will go straight to an incredible cause, which we just started and we're already at $180. So thank you guys so much for all your donations and everything. You're amazing, and we really, really appreciate you. So what we're going to go ahead and do is have everyone introduce themselves for our cast tonight, who are all beautiful and amazing and talented in every single way. If you've never been on my channel before, or if you've seen my stuff before, then you know exactly what's coming next. So on my channel, I have a hardcore rule for all of the cast members for my streams that they have to introduce themselves with their full chest. If they do so, then they're going to get ahead and get a free reroll tonight. If they go ahead and try to be meek or humble or like, ooh, I don't do much, then they'll get a disadvantage roll in D&D terms where they have to roll again, essentially, at my discretion. So you're all beautiful and amazing, so please bring that to your introduction. And we're going to start with the ever-dreamy Miguel.
Hey everyone, that's me. I'm Miguel. Pronouns are he, they. I'm your internet tabletop adventure bestie. You can check me out anywhere the internet is sold at Miguel_Classico. That'll probably be my handle. What am I doing lately? You can catch me this coming Monday over at the Red Hair Inn, where I'll be playing Gustavo, a little druid halfling who throws fire at everything to solve his problems, just like the rest of us. And that's me. Am I throwing it to someone, or what's going?
Yeah. So next one is actually going to go ahead and be Serena.
Hey, I'm Mo. They, she pronouns. You can find me all over the internet at Serena Bezos. I am a TTRPG content creator, writer, sensitivity consultant. I do a lot. Mainly, I'm a caretaker for Utopia, which is BIPOC based in the TTRPG community for BIPOC folks. But yeah, I'm very excited to be playing Vampire, which is one of the games that's nearest and dearest to my little heart. So appreciate it.
That's incredible. And then Cynthia Marie.
Hey everyone, I am Cynthia Marie. I am a TTRPG enthusiast. You may know me from a little vampire show, LA by Night. I'm also going to be in season 2 for New York by Night as Coco La Sombra. Really excited about that. I have a bunch of other shows that I'm doing, but I'm not going to list them all here because there's no time for it. But you guys can find me on the Twitters or the Instagrams, whatever. But tonight I am playing a Ventru, another clan that I have not played yet on stream. So I'm very excited because I used to LARP as a Ventru, and it's been a long time coming. So I'm playing Margarita Vargas, no relation to Antonio down there. Yeah, I'm very excited to play with all y'all.
It's amazing. And then Dan.
Hi, everybody. I'm Dan from Nat One Fun. You can find me everywhere on the internet at Nat One Fun, mostly on Twitter. But you know, I do streaming on my own channel at Nat One Fun on Twitch. You can find me every other week on Wednesdays doing Running Feywild, which is like an isekai style Dungeons and Dragons campaign where we throw them into the Feywild as human characters. And then you can catch me basically doing all kinds of behind the scenes stuff. I do a lot of tech production and video production for companies and stuff like that. Tonight is my very first game of Vampire the Masquerade, and I am both very nervous but very excited. And tonight I am playing Adrian de la Vega. And you can see I am also a Toreador. So I'm very excited. I'm not 100% on the rules and everything just yet. So please bear with me. I apologize if I slow down the show at all. And but I'm ready.
You're totally fine. If you get anything wrong, we'll just never talk to you again. It's no problem at all.
Yes, that's exactly what I want. Thank you so much.
Just kidding. Yeah, if you have any questions, absolutely ask. Safe space, we're all here to help out and everything like that. I got a lot of things wrong when I play Vampire the Masquerade. So, if you have any questions, always ask. So you're good. Yes, so your story takes place in Phoenix, Arizona. I run a show called, Phoenix by Night, essentially, and a lot of people play in it with different campaigns and all that kind of stuff. And all of them are canon, meaning that your actions tonight will influence everyone else who plays Phoenix by Night. So
I'm so sorry.
for better
No
or for
pressure.
worse.
No pressure at
Yeah,
all.
there you go. No pressure, especially in this mission, in this chronicle, essentially. So, in Phoenix recently, you guys have been through hell and back as your Prince of Arizona, Murdoch, was like super solid, strong, Iron Will and all that kind of stuff, led to you guys to peace and prosperity throughout the land and all that. But then at some point, the beckoning began to call to him, and it started to affect his memory and his response time, and like things started to unravel until finally the beckoning took him. And when that happened unexpectedly, because they thought they would have more time before it actually summoned him to the east, where he just like became consumed with it, essentially. He like named his child as the next prince, and who her name was Imogen. And although they had a rocky relationship, the Primogen had their vote about what should happen, essentially, and barely made it by a majority rules to allow her to become the next prince. As she became prince, everyone was kind of like weary of this and being like, I don't know how she's gonna do. And immediately she started to unravel a lot of long traditions that people started to have, and undoing different positions of power and upsetting the sort of balance. She also allowed the Anarchs to have territory in Arizona. And for a while it was all Camarilla, all everything. Not only that, but there's a war now, turf war, with a gang of thin bloods called the Untouchables that are just all rallying together under the same banner, essentially. So it's a lot of conflict and a lot of things that are happening here, and not a lot of people are happy with the prince, but no one's going to try to step up against him. Not everyone except you guys. As Dory? Or do you have a question?
Oh no, I'm just saying we're stepping
Okay,
up, right?
yeah, exactly, yeah. As you guys are some of the people who actually got removed from your position, and you guys may have gotten those positions through hard work, through effort, through being the best at what you do. Some people, some of you guys. Yeah, nepotism. There you go. Like, he's my cousin, and then got that position. Other people cheated and stole, to get their position or whatever. And the Camarilla, how you get power, is not really what matters. It's just that you have it, essentially. But now that power has been stripped from you, and that doesn't sit well with you. And you're not the only ones who your power's been stripped away from, but you're the only ones who want to do something about it. And as you gathered together and talked about it, and a joke floated through the air to simply do a hit on the prince and to remove this problem, and it would be a thorn removed from everyone's side. But that joke quickly became talking about reality and how it would actually go down and what resources could be pulled to do it. And ultimately you found that you couldn't do it. But then a mysterious benefactor, through a series of anonymous messages, sent you all the information you needed to see if you would actually want to go through with this. And seeing your opportunity, you kind of took it, whether it be in a moment of passion or clear sound of mind thinking. And that leads you to tonight, where there is actually an Elysium celebrating the coronation of the new Prince Imogen, as you guys are in a place called the Van Buren in downtown Phoenix. That is a speakeasy, and all of the kindred of influence are here, even from some of the Anarchs, which doesn't quite sit well with a lot of the Camarilla, but they allow it, because of this non-aggression pact and everything. And you guys are at your table, and you're seeing all these people, the same people that talk stuff about the same prince, is now kissing the boot, essentially, and going up to give their praise and to give their congratulations, Two-Face, essentially. And once some people got wind that you were not going to back down, they stopped associating with you, making your list of allies thin and all that. So you guys are at this table together and watching this party go on and all that. And the prince
do we know the clan of the prince, perchance?
Venture. Yep.
Shit. Okay.
So yeah, you guys are watching in the corner. She cannot be missed, as she's in her throne, very poised and very composed, and younger than all of you. essentially. And yet she is in this rude. Yeah, there you go. And yeah. So what would you guys like to say or do in this time as you're at this Player Haters Club table?
Should we introduce ourselves, how we look too, and all that?
Yeah, let's go and do that. So go ahead and go first.
I think I said something. Okay. um, so Arizo, they them, is sitting at the table, sort of hunched over, eyes sort of like looking up around at everybody and around them. Uh, Scarf on their heads, just raggedy. Uh, what you can see, greasy, dark black, brown hair, sort of like straining out, sunken in eyes, pock skin, just very Nosferatu. Um, and they just sit there, just sort of like looking and just is quiet. And you can just see that, like, underneath the surface, there's this small seething that happens because of they were once the sheriff of this Elysium, and not anymore, thanks to the new prince.
Perfect. And right next to you, probably scrolling through TikTok bitterly, is Chulo.
Yeah, it's some of that's going on. Chulo's sitting there, probably like slumped over, really like sulking. He's kind of moderately, like, kind of average height, weight, etc. Nothing too too huge or burly, but he does have, like, he's wearing like a suit, but not exactly. Like maybe like some long kind of dicky shorts, and like kind of maybe like a sloppy shirt underneath it, probably short sleeve, and then like a blazer. Like his idea of what dressy up he was, but like alternative in like the early 90s, real like can't hardly wait vibe. He thinks it's still in, it's not. But just sulking because he would have been the one to put this together, or at least do a lot of the planning had he not been ousted by this new prince. He's like, you see that? I wouldn't have put those.
Like, these colors don't match.
Yeah, the fringe on that is terrible. I just, what? And he like puts like a pair of headphones on. He's like blasting the Smiths from like a literal Walkman that he's got on his hip. And he's like, whatever, I'm just checking out. And then like underneath the blazer, he's got a hoodie. And he just puts the strings in.
Perfect. And then Adrian.
You'll see Adrian. Adrian is kind of just leaned back in his chair, sipping out of a wine glass, and he has his phone up to his ear, and you just see like scanning the room, but lots of eye rolling, lots of eyebrow raising, and then I kind of look at the rest of the group as they also have the same kind of looks on their face, and I gotta go. Bye.
Imogen even has like 5 more followers on Twitter than you do, and like despite.
Don't say that. Yeah, no, that is a point of absolute seething for Adrian. Also, my apologies. My looks are just as you see today. A very nice suit, and tie with like a white shirt, slicked back hair, very clean shaven beard. You see that one of his eyes are milky from either a possible fight at one point or not exactly sure. But yeah, his skin is of course like perfect complexion.
Still flawless, yeah.
Flawless, yeah, despite the eye.
There you go. Marguerite?
I think Marguerite, at what one would think is a head of a table, even though it's a round table, but it's still like she's holding court. She is a disgraced former Primogen Ventru. So she's a little pissed off. A lot pissed off, actually, because she worked very hard to get where she was at. And the fact that the prince has more followers, or even any followers at all, is a shame to Marguerite, because that is a break in the masquerade. You shouldn't be doing such things and tampering with modern technology. The way Marguerite looks is literally everything is impeccable. She has perfectly long black hair, kind of what you see here. She has a velvet maroon full suit. It's a tuxedo type suit, but what you do see is kind of her sexier side, kind of with the harness underneath. because if you know her well enough, you would actually know what industry she's working for. She actually owns Red Light Enterprises, and if you don't understand that, then you probably shouldn't sit at her table anyways. She wears big hoop earrings, because what Latina doesn't wear her big hoop earrings, you know?
Easy to take off in a
And
fight.
I know, right? Like, just like I'm ready to roll. She does have a red streak going up her hair. And she sits with, I'm actually going to activate Daunt. So I'm sitting there just real pissed off and kind of address the group of, I can't believe she got away with sitting here in this throne. This is ridiculous. I mean, she uses technology. Get off your phone, Adrian.
Two more followers.
You're not even supposed to have that. Do you realize that that is a breach in the masquerade?
No, it's fine. It's one of those. ¿Cómo se dice? It's a burner, right?
Yeah.
You see
It's
one of
not
those
even
followers
that,
like
but
Chulo. It's like
Living your life out in the open is very much like those fucking anarchs.
Those what?
Living your life on, what is this, the tweetagrams, the TikTok, the talk or tick. I don't know what the
All
is.
of those.
It's
Okay.
it's Insta, but whatever.
They all need to go away. This is all breaking what we have worked and strived for. What I at least have worked and strived for. I don't know about you guys.
But yeah.
It's gonna come and haunt you. You know this, right? Have you not heard, or have you ever heard of like what Thin Bloods, like what people say about Thin Bloods? It's a coming of an apocalypse. You know, I'm just not gonna even get involved with this. We're just gonna.
You see
take
like
your
a
phones away.
1,000-yard stare and then like drinking while also looking at you.
yeah. There are because I run Phoenix by Night. I get to do whatever I want to. So there are blood infused churros and as well as horchata and like so
Round.
you just do like
Is there
angrily eat.
Table.
Is there blood infused tequila?
Oh, absolutely,
Oh,
100%.
yes.
Yeah.
Okay.
As you
Just
like call
making
another
sure.
one. Yeah.
Yeah.
So
Just making sure.
it is
Excellent.
at this time a well-dressed Nosferatu arrives rather as one of the servants, the waiters that's kind of here helping to provide people endless supply of churros or chips and salsa and all that kind of stuff. As he all serves you like your beverages and your all that kind of stuff, and he gives you a nod. As he does so, he kind of leans forward, positioning himself in such a way to the point where his lips cannot be read by anyone behind him, sort of thing. And he goes like, good evening. I hope you're all, doing well. My name is Chavo, and just want to let you know that the arrangements have been made. As he with underneath your sort of like drink, there is a card that is slipped, there, and he goes like, it'll be in a parking garage right next to us. As he like goes, if you need anything else, please let me know. As he gives his nod. Anything you want to say before he leaves you? Also, I gave this guy a name, and he's never going to show up again. So
He might. You never know.
it's true, yeah.
Never
Thank you,
know.
Chavo.
Yeah. Anytime, Adrian. Like, did you set up your fantasy football league? As he just like
Football.
Are we using real names here?
So then, at that point, he go ahead and takes his exit, and he goes to serve other people that's kind of like around here. And does anyone go to the card and actually like look to it at all?
Who got the card?
We'll say it's the drink right in front of Arizo.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think Ariza just stares at it and just make them dress like puppets now. Look at that man in his suit.
Wrong with a man in a suit.
It's not our
Yeah.
type. It's not our type. You know that.
I mean,
Anything on the card though?
And like they'll slap their hand down and like drag it up and like look.
Sure. You see the information for the parking garage, the name of it and title of it, like the Blue Lagoon parking garage and everything. And it says, floor 1, parking space 23, as well as a number that's sort of written on there. And it says like call when finished is what it's like, written on there essentially. And then
Are we doing valet now? Is that what they're assuming we're doing? And like they'll hand the card over to whoever wants. Like they'll just hand it out to whoever wants to take it. Okay. They'll hand it over to Marguerite.
Looking at it. Oh, great. Parking garage. Wonderful. At least this isn't traceable like some other people. Anything else that I can garner from that card?
Not much. You like you've seen this like parking garage. It's like down the street essentially. But you don't know anything major about it. You know that the arrangements were that you were to be supplied with the equipment needed to complete this hit on the sort of prince. You also were informed that the guards were to be paid off, that they were to conveniently leave themselves from the prince's side at a very opportune moment, and the car itself would be in a like warehouse district away from eyes and ears of everyone else from the Camarilla at a certain point. You just need to wait until the prince takes her leave from tonight's Elysium in order to strike, which is kind of sucks because you know that the special guest for tonight is Bad Bunny, and yeah, so.
Benito!
Damn it! All right, you know what? If it's not Pitbull, I'm okay.
How dare you?
Yeah. Featuring
Lloyd
Pitbull.
just
Yeah.
slams his fist on the table.
It's like Mr. Worldwide and Bad Bunny.
No.
It's a freaking party. I'll reach over and kind of like snap the card away a little bit, and I'll just take a look at it and be like, maybe we don't keep this out.
Sure, you tuck it away.
Obviously. Okay, so you're worried about a card, but you are, I'm not going to have this argument with you right now.
I'm sorry. Did my phone? Is it causing an uprising? Because I don't. Whatever's on this card should
No,
be.
but whatever you are
us.
linked to, you know that we can be followed.
And I'll take my phone. I'll grab my phone, and just crush it in my hand.
Oh, good. Perfect.
I will then reach into my pocket and pull out another one.
No.
Ay, Dios mío.
No.
You immediately get a ding from Duolingo telling you your streak's gonna end if you don't.
And I'm like, and I say, it's just a thing. Just let it be.
I just lean
Alright,
over. I'm like, you get that
If somebody hunts you down and tries to kill you, don't say that Marguerite did not warn you.
Fair.
Okay, so we're all sitting here looking hella suspicious.
Speak for yourself.
And I rarely look suspicious, but clearly people don't want to sit with us. Have you looked around? Is anybody anywhere near us?
There is not. There is a clear like COVID 6 feet gap between and everyone else. It is at this time that there is a gangrel enforcer that you know of. His name is Enrico. Is pretty cool. As he like heads over to you, and he's like, "Hey, I don't mean to interrupt. I hope you're all enjoying your sort of evening, but the prince would actually like to speak with you at some point." Now, you guys know that when Elysium sort of happens, everyone is to pay their respects and due to the prince, typically when they first get there, to say thank you for the evening and all that kind of stuff. And you guys deliberately did not, because Player Haters Club. You've been letting it linger for quite a while, but you know eventually you'll have to do it if you would like to. But yeah, every so often, even as this enforcer comes over and sort of talks to you guys, over their shoulder, you can see the prince every so often taking a gaze over to you guys and like doing a brief smile, and then returning back to their attention to the next person that's coming towards them.
So I have Daunt up. I'm assuming that he's at least a bit intimidated by talking or even looking at me.
Oh, 100%, yeah. Looking down at his feet, because he knows that you are all in positions of power. Maybe not Chulo, but like.
Don't be dissing my cousin. Don't even go there.
That's Theo Eduardo. He's like on my mom's side. Does that sound familiar? Like, I think we're still trying to figure out how we're related.
You mean Little Eddie?
I mean, if little's ironic, then yeah.
Yeah.
Okay,
that's the connection.
We're gonna table this for later. But
plus one touchstone added. Yeah.
Feel it.
You know they have this thing called 23andMe.
Again, with the traceability, I don't want anyone to trace me.
I am done.
I'm not into reality shows, so.
That's not a reality. Okay.
So you do see this. Enrico is very unable to meet your gaze for longer than just a moment, as he continues to look at his feet, and he, out of respect for you all, because he knows this, he's the messenger in this very difficult situation, as he understands, your guys' feelings, rightfully so, about, how the prince is, but he has to let you know that, like, hey, it's been noticed that you haven't yet paid your respects to the prince. You should probably do that at some point. And,
Don't we get the entire night to make our presence known to the prince?
he, like, stammers. Yeah, it is true.
So then why is it that you are bothering us at this very moment?
My apologies. As he, like, sees another, like, waiter come by, and then he, like, steals their bowl of, like, chips and hands you another, like, fresh bowl. And, like, my apologies. As he, like, fades into the crowd.
Rizzo's just staring at him the whole time, just like
I think they've
not blinking.
I think they've forgotten who we are.
Plausible. But if we are gonna show our respects or whatever, I've got us covered. I figured a little surface sucking up might be in order to, not look too suspicious. Reaches like into the blazer, and then eventually the hoodie underneath, because it's in the pocket there, is really awkward to get. Produces
Is that where
like
the boot licking is?
produces 4 Tamagotchi. It's like, now these cutting edge.
Isn't that from the 90s?
I'm from the 90s.
Oh, my sweet summer child.
I-
Can these track us? Can these track people and things?
Oh,
Okay,
the batteries have been dead for 25 years, but it's the thought that counts, right?
What do you plan to do with these?
It's our gift of, respect. We have to all present something, right?
No.
I turned to Adrian. You said we had to present something.
I meant
Don't do the
literally
trash for
like
days for
money
you.
or something of value. What is this trash?
I mean, it's trash. I found them.
It's literally trash. Okay, yeah. No, next time your birthday comes around, I'm gonna go ahead and grab you some trash and see how.
Adrian, you can put it as an art collection of sorts. Ancient artifacts from the 90s.
I could make it sell, but I'm not talking about these right now. This is garbage. I don't know. I don't understand why you brought that. I mean,
I would throw them off our trail.
Chulo, like. Okay, I'm not even gonna entertain this.
It's Papi Chulo to you.
Yeah, you listen to my prima.
It's like, and then,
Like dabbing it up.
so
Tap it up.
yeah, so you're in this Elysium as you kind of are surrounded by the place is filling up now. Everyone of influence, the people you know and don't know, from the anarchs and everything are here as they're all sort of getting ready, and then you see the stage crew are like setting everything up for the show tonight, and it seems like it's going to happen pretty soon. And yeah, what would you like to do at this time?
I'm gonna try to make my way to the other Ventru in the room to kind of get
Sure.
an assessment of how they feel about the print. So, excuse me, I will be right back, and then we can go. You guys can bend the knee to the prince. I'll just stand there.
Mm-hmm.
So
I'll be back.
you leave the booth as you make your way. You don't have to walk very far as you see there's a group of your peers there. Now, would you like to listen in on conversations prior to arriving, or would you like to just make your presence known immediately to them?
On normal circumstances, I would love to listen to what they're doing, but this character does not skulk around and try
Sure.
to listen to people. I'm walking right up to them.
That works. So as you're walking up, you hear them talk about like, I honestly don't know how we're gonna handle this like thin blood situation as they see you, and they immediately like shape up and straighten up and everything, and they go like, oh, Marguerite, it's good to see you. It's nice to see you. As these are the same people that aren't answering your messages and aren't like hitting you up at all anymore, and all that, like and here they are smiling in your face and all that. Yeah.
Interesting. Well, first off, it's Miss Vargas. You don't have the pleasure of calling me Marguerite anymore.
I just lean over to Chulo and Rizzo. I'm like, here we go.
Secondly, what are these thin bloods you're referring to?
Your daunt is activated, so they kind of like take a moment and step back and look to each other. I'm like, yes, So these untouchables, as they're calling themselves, is a gang that's formed for all these thin bloods in the area. Now we never really thought much of them because like they didn't have as much power as blessed as the rest of us. But honestly, them being able to handle the daylight more than us and being able to consume food, blend in with their peers is actually causing a problem. And now there's talk of them actually working with hunters in their area, and they've caused issues for some of our things, but you would never hear it from the prince, and you would never hear it from anyone else. You won't tell anyone, right? As they kind of like are spilling cheese me, yeah. So.
Oh, my lips are sealed. But tell me, hunters, thin bloods, how much of the coming of the world end do you guys know about?
As we look at, like, we've heard the different stories about how they're supposed to bring like an end to all of us and all that. I don't personally believe that, but honestly, I don't know what to think anymore. It seems like our whole world is turning upside down as they take a drink from their horchata.
When was the last time you did a math class? Because thin bloods plus hunters equals death.
As one of the persons like tips their glass to you and like it's true. It's like you can't deny that. As they go like, I honestly think the direction that the prince is leading us to is not the best. As they kind of lean in and they go like, but what can we do? As
there's plenty you can do. You don't have to kiss the ring or bend the knee. If you don't agree with it, you should stand up and say something. But oh, that's right. You guys are foolish and dumb to even think about doing something like that. It's left to the person who should have been the leader the entire time.
So with what is your charisma and intimidation? Your total?
Sure. Total charisma. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6.
6? Okay, so that's more than double of what you needed, so you automatically succeed. As they take that as they go like, well, we'll just see what happens as they kind of drink and like contemplate their sort of situation and all that. As yeah, your presence is powerful and you're dominating this area.
Excellent. Enjoyed your evenings, as I'm sure this will probably be potentially your last. And she walks away.
Like, what? And then perfect. So you see, as you're walking either to back to the table or walking around this sort of Elysium, you do see every so often the prince, catch your image in as she continues to look at the table and at you guys, and any chance she gets, she nods pleasantly. As you ever know that there's a time.
If I ever catch eyes with her, I'm just staring.
Mm-hmm. Okay, she connects sweetly and smiles and like waves even as everyone looks back to see who she's waving at. And then,
yeah. You see, if you catch that, the camera pans from like looking at Adritza, like just staring deadpan at her, and then it comes over to me, and I just kind of give her like a wink and like raise at the glass.
Perfect. And she like slightly returns it with the hand wave as there's quite a few people that are kind of waiting to pay respects. And at this time, the crowd begins to erupt in cheer as Bad Bunny begins to take the stage, and the music begins to elevate in volume, and the lights begin to, yeah, you're like dancing at you're like can't deny this as yeah. You know that Stacy's the one that organized this. What did you say?
I was gonna wait till like after that, so I'm gonna wait. Oh, it's gonna wait till like everybody's like attention turned to Bad Bunny, and Arisa's gonna like lean over like, oh, I'm gonna do a lap. I'll be back. And
sure.
As soon as they look away from them, I'll use unseen passage to disappear.
Perfect.
So let me do a rouse check.
Yeah, go and do rouse the blood to see if you can make it. So, Dan, rousing the blood means you're going to roll a d10, and 6 and above means you don't gain any more hunger for using an ability. 5 and below means you do gain a hunger for it.
Gaining the hunger.
Okay, so you get a little bit more hungry as you empower yourself with this, and you find yourself going into stealth mode as you blend into sort of your surroundings. What is it that you would like to do in this time?
I think I'm just gonna like do a nice solid lap and like overhear conversations of what's going on. Maybe see like if there's any people talking about us in particular, or talking about the
Oh yeah,
prince?
you
or...
guys are definitely the talk of the night. You know,
Oh.
the like unsung champions essentially of like a lot of people's public opinion of the situation as they go like you know. I applaud them on their courage to do this, but like it's a fool's errand. Like they're never gonna get like a position again if they act this way. Like they like have you noticed they haven't even like said you know gave their respects to the prince. Like oh my god, and then other people are encouraged of it. Like honestly, more of us should be that way. If maybe we were more vocal, this wouldn't have happened. As they're in sort of these sort of arguments as they continue to the conversation of the Thin Bloods and also talk about the Anarchs without being an earshot of Anarchs. As they go like we have never given any territory to the Anarchs in our you know in our territory, and now suddenly they're here. Like this is not good. Like we shouldn't be allies with them in this. We gotta like fight for our own. As you just hear that it's a very tense time for your state. Yeah.
And what about the Anarchs? I'll start making my way over there. So.
Sure. So you listen to them, and they kind of like you know talk shit as well as they're like these Camarillas hold like lame events as they're like although Bad Bunny is pretty awesome as they like kind of chat and everything, and they go like I don't know how long this non-aggression pact you know is gonna last. Like a few months ago, we were like doing shootouts with these people, and now suddenly we're here drinking and eating with them. It's not gonna last as they like just chat about like you know their new baron and how like you know they don't feel comfortable being here, but they're playing nice just to play nice. Yeah.
That's what I'm doing as things are happening.
Sure.
I think I've done two things. One, when Marguerite got up to do her thing, I got up and went up to the DJs playing before Bad Bunny, and I've just been like pulling out cassette after cassette to try to get them to play something. I'm like, what about this one? No, okay, this one. It's like you know, just random stuff. Some were like clearly an actual like recording at some time. We did a little thing. We put the tape over it so I could make his own little mixtape on it and stuff, you know. But as soon as Bad Bunny starts, I'm gonna activate rapid reflexes so I can get in the crowd without spilling my drink, and then just kind of dance around. But
like twerking.
Lulo's like an old school like '90s Midwest raver boy. He's really awkward out there, so it looks bad, but he's like not touching anyone. He's like, oh, the word "ope" is coming out a lot.
Yeah.
Right. As he's like avoiding people and trying not to hit. He's like, yeah, no worries, and he's just out there like just doing his thing, just being a spectacle, if you will.
Perfect. As you do see now, for Adrian, you are the last one at this sort of table. As you're just like you know deciding on what to do as you see your companions all like are scattered around this Elysium. As the prince looks to you, and as you know make eye contact, she leans over to one of her guards and like whispers as the guard comes directly over to you and is summoning you essentially. How would you like to respond to this? Do you want to disrespect the prince? Do you want to like?
Well, what does the person look like who's approaching first off?
They are going to be like a bruja essentially, so they're very like physically you know strong, probably like 6'2" or so. They look they lift and yeah, but you see a Sailor Moon tattoo on their forearm. Yeah.
Okay. So I will like see them approaching and I'll just hold up my finger to like stop them, but like I feel like they open their mouth and I hold up my finger and I'll take my jacket and I'll button it back up from sitting and I will roll out of my seat. And I will begin the march over there, and I will be trying to like catch the eye of the group.
Yeah.
Not necessarily like you know, obviously like looking and calling for them or anything like that, but trying to catch their eyes as I make my way up towards the.
Perfect. Go ahead and do a wits and awareness. So what you're gonna do is you're gonna look to your attributes, and you're gonna see your wits. And they're going to take the black dots from there, and then you're going to look to your skills for awareness, and then that's your dice pool they're going to pull in here. Another mechanic to keep in mind is that if you get a bad roll and you really feel strongly about getting it, you can pop a willpower point to be able to reroll 3 dice in your dice pool that are not your hunger die. That's another thing. There's a die in your dice pool called the hunger die. Just make sure to choose one of the dice that look differently than the others.
Got it. 3 successes, and what is it for the hunger die?
Yeah, so it'll be 2. One of the hunger dice is going to be already in your dice pool, so one of those dice. So just designate one. If there's red, that's a very popular choice. It's easy to signify.
Okay.
And it only matters in certain circumstances. Specifically, if you get a 1 on the die and you have failures all across the board, or you get a critical and then one of those is a 10 and all that. So in the situation, you do find a couple of your companions. As you can see that, and you will say that the rest of you can kind of meet his eye if you'd like to look at him, as you're all like kind of walking around looking. So if you'd like to join Adrian, you absolutely can, as he or if you want to, you can let him be. Yeah.
I'll join.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'm still in unseen. I'm still invisible, so I'll like sort of like be with the group, but like like off to the side.
Sure. Okay. So
2 questions real quick, just to clarify. So our hunger is at 1 right now.
yes, your hunger is always at 1 unless you full blown murder someone while feeding. Yeah.
Orale, gotcha. Okay, and 2, does everyone still have a Tamagotchi? This is important.
No,
Definitely
definitely
left
not.
at the
Put it in
table.
their hands as you're like approaching.
100% left them at the table.
Yeah, when Arisa said I'll be back, their Tamagotchi left as they disappeared.
You do see a group of
Like-
enforcers are like, oh shit, are these Tamagotchis? Oh my god. As they look.
Yeah.
So
It's okay.
Adrian will be making his way up to the area that the prince is in.
sure.
What does it look like? Is it they just at a table or?
Yeah. So you see that the aesthetics are on point. Stacy did a good job. As you see that there is a nice throne, not too obnoxious and everything. There are a dedicated area that's elevated, that way she can sort of like lord over the party and look over everything and all that. To honor sort of like her coronation and everything. And you see that there are a group of people that are in line to meet with the prince. And you see that the prince is a Ventru. She's very slender, probably about like maybe 5'9" or so. Only about like maybe 110, 120 pounds and all that, but still dressed like very, professionally, very formal and all that kind of stuff. As you make your way over there, the sea of people part, like from the enforcers saying like, you guys all have to move. She wants to specifically talk to this person plus these people, and all that. As all eyes from the party like fall upon you, as even if Bad Bunny is beginning his sort of set and saying thank you to the sort of prince and everything, which he waves generously and all that kind of stuff. A lot of eyes are falling upon you guys. As
If I wanted to activate my awe, how do I do so?
It's like a passive, so you automatically will like
Just
have it. Yeah, as you are trying to showcase your like abnormal charm and everything. And yeah, so you are hearing whispers and murmurs of people being like, oh shit, those are the ones that are like speak openly against like the sort of the prince, and they they've been here for hours, or not hours, but like they were fashionably late, but still like been here for a while, and they still like didn't pay their respects and all that kind of stuff. And sure enough, as you approach, she sits up on her like upright, and regal as formal as possible. She smirks and gives you a nod, and she says like welcome. I believe it's Adrian de la Vega. Is that correct? As she actually pays you the honor of standing up to greet you. Along with, say, a few moments behind are Marguerite and then Chulo as well. As she also she'll first address you. So, how would you like to respond?
Adrian will be like, oh no, please sit. I
And
need to get up.
she smiles and she goes, no, please, I've been sitting all night. It's good to actually stand up. As she looks to you and goes like, Miss Vargas and Mr. Vargas, as she goes like, I've always wondered, are you related? As she looks.
Some say yes, some say no.
As she gives a smile. Go for it.
Question: do we sweat?
You're a vampire, so no. Internally,
I'm not
yeah.
sweaty from the
Yeah.
dance floor.
Like vampires still have anxiety, as like.
Got it.
If you wanted to sweat, it'd be blood, but like I don't think you want that.
Yeah.
It's gonna stain my shirt.
You're still somehow like sweaty armpits, as like so.
I just like put water on there just to like, just for the sensation.
There you go. Okay, so yeah.
I'll approach and say, Imogen, I know we've had our differences, but I just want you to know, after all that's said and done, look around, you've accomplished much. I just want you to know, no hard feelings.
And so um, this is nitpicky, but I still want to let you know. When you're addressing the prince, you want to say "my prince" at the end of like whatever to
My
be as formal.
prince?
Yeah, yeah. Unless you want to be insulting and just be like
No, I
yeah,
will be as incognito
formal. Yeah.
as possible.
And your character would know that. Yeah, yeah. So, yeah. So you address the prince and all that kind of stuff, and she like gives a nod, and then like puts her hands together, kind of claps them, and she goes like, I understand, but circumstances are different now, and as you can tell, I made a lot of changes that you guys have no doubt felt like the most from this. And I want to apologize for uprooting your lives in this manner, but it is necessary for the direction that I'm looking to take our territory. So I hope you'll understand and take my condolences. And at the soonest available time, I will put you back into positions of power of deserving of you. As now, if you'd like to, saying this to Dan, but also for your benefit, you can do a like wits and insight, to understand if she's genuine about this, or like what have you, or if there's another role you like to do, you can absolutely do that. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I'll try to go ahead and tell her, whether or not they are doing. So, what is it's wits plus what?
It'll be wits plus awareness or insight. Yeah, whichever you like to do.
I'm doing wits and awareness.
Sure.
Same.
3 successes for wits and insight.
Okay. So with your 3 successes for wits and insight, you see that she's in politician mode right now. Like she makes no promises, but she's saying nice things so that so for the insight specifically, that she's being very diplomatic and saying her apologies because it's the right thing to do, and to try to not make you enemies, and to keep you as sort of allies. You don't see any genuine sort of like concern or promise of this. But in her position, with things she's done, you can see this is sort of reasonable. With awareness, you see that her armed guards are have like a close sort of reach to their weapons just in case, because they understand out of everyone, you guys are the most tense from this, just to eye and make sure. And some of them are like talking on their sort of things and everything. And yeah.
If I get close enough to them, like if I'm like, what are they saying into their things?
Sure. So you get close enough to sort of one of them, and you could go like, is everyone sort of in position? Do you see, some people that are sort of surrounding the thing? We have a lot of eyes on us right now. Like stand down, don't do anything unless they actually try to like attack in some way, shape, or form. We have our Tremors ready, and then all that sort of stuff, and then they kind of like chat. So you guys know that you're being watched from all angles, and like, if there were like red dots, they would be floating on your skulls. Yeah. So.
My Principe, you had mentioned something about putting us back into positions of power. But you and I, being of similar clan, understand that a certain contract should always be written, not said. So with that in mind, would you extend a boon to all of us, since you usurped power and uprooted our lives, as you said?
Sure. Go ahead and do a charisma or manipulation, and then persuasion or intimidation, whatever you feel like you're doing at the time. Yeah.
As Margarita is talking, like you'll see Adrian kind of like place his hands down and like back up to give Margarita the floor, kind of to talk.
Perfect.
Charisma and intimidation, would that work for you?
Sure. Yeah.
1, 2, 3, and I believe I have Daunt up still.
Yes, you do.
So does that give me any extra dice I need to remember?
Let me look really quick. I believe you get to add your presence rolls to any intimidation checks, if I remember correctly.
Which would be this. Sorry, fam. I haven't used Daunt in forever.
No, you're good. Yeah. Cost is free. Add the user's presence rating to any intimidation rolls. Attacking the user requires resolve, composure, you cannot use awe and daunt simultaneously. So, yeah, it's fine.
Yeah, I don't even have awe. So I have a lot of dice, y'all.
You can hear it.
Make this happen.
Thank you guys so much for donating. We are currently at, like, I think it was like $245. So that's like incredible. Thank you.
Well, so y'all, just so you know, I have a critical success here. So that is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, criticals are counted as
4 successes instead of just 2. Yeah.
4, 6, 7, 8. So that's 8 successes. My apologies.
Okay, so she got 3 on this. So in this social battle, she winces as you say the right words and put her in sort of a corner. As she thinks about it, and other people who are in earshot are hearing about this, like, oh shit, like that's like a good point and all that kind of stuff. And she smiles and she goes like, you know what? Let's do that. Let's do that tomorrow. And like, let's enjoy the night for this evening, and then tomorrow night we'll go ahead and have you guys come through, and then we'll be able to get this all sorted. And I sure you will find yourself very satisfied with what I have to offer. As she.
So would that be a major boon or a life boon? Just out of curiosity.
So she goes, let's go with major and see how you do. As she. Yeah.
Can we call Stacy over here? I'm assuming she's your harpy, so we can have it on record that you said that for each of us.
Stacy appears as a Nosferatu right next to Arizo, who did not know that she was right there. Stacy is a Nosferatu who likes to dress super kawaii, as she's like comes over and then like and is ready to go, and she's like, let's wait till tomorrow night, as she goes like, but Bad Bunny's playing, so we should all enjoy their
whole group just does like a dog like
you're like
head tilts.
Yeah.
That's fine. So I turn around and address everybody who's looking at us, and I go, well, while it seems that your prince doesn't want to extend a boon to those that she, as she said, inconvenienced. That's unfortunate, don't you think, you all? And I look back at her.
She takes that L as she smiles like sweetly, but throws daggers with her eyes. And she goes like, I hope you all will enjoy the evening. I have many other people to, speak to, essentially, as she gestures for her next people. And the enforcers kind of like guide you away. And people talk about like DJ Ruma. And then people talk about this moment as they're like, oh my God, like someone finally said it, and da-da-da, so like they're all sort of on your side in this thing. Now
you just see Marguerite, like how close is she to the prince?
We're gonna say it's probably like a good like 6 feet. Yeah.
Marguerite's still gonna do it anyways, but she's gonna hair flip so hard that like her ponytail hopefully like just brushes maybe like her her employees there, just like to like just brush them in the eyes.
They're like, stop. And it's like it worked. So at this time you see that the enforcers guide you sort of to the dance floor general area, anywhere else in the Elysium except the presence of the prince, as she welcomes the next person that comes up and already gives their praise, and thank you for letting me come here tonight, thank you for organizing this, we look forward to serving you in your da-da-da and all that sort of stuff. But meanwhile, you guys are in this here. Now you know that your point of action is when she leaves the Elysium for this evening. And in your experience, princes don't usually stay for the whole night. They take their exit subtly, and all that kind of stuff. So your job is to watch, her. As Bad Bunny takes the stage, he is like enamoring. It's just enthralls everyone in here, as everyone is like their kindred love Bad Bunny. And then so
I will try and sneak a like picture for the gram.
You're like yeah. So
no, not a selfie. Not a selfie. Not a selfie.
So you do so as like you're like, oh my God, like Bad Bunny is cool. And so what's happening is that song after song goes through and all that kind of stuff. Everyone's having a great time as the drama from all of this sort of like turf war business and like Anarchs versus Camarilla and Thin Bloods and everything like that are all sort of washing away as this brief moment of bliss is here while this performer is doing their best job at entertaining. So much so that you will all have to make a resolve and composure check to see if you get enamored in this music and lose focus on the prince.
Is Finito a Toreador?
Resolve in what? I'm sorry.
Oh, good. Resolve and composure.
Oh shit. Okay. Not my strongest.
Oh, not bad.
You guys like party all night and you're like, oh, what were we supposed to do something? And there's like
oh my gosh.
2? Okay.
I got a huge success. So double success on one of them.
Is that 2 10s or is that or just 2 successes?
I'm sorry, 2 successes. So like
okay.
Yeah, so it's 2, 3, 4, 5 successes on my.
Okay. Arizo? 4. Okay. And then Chulo?
1 success.
What's this? Okay. So Chulo and Marguerite, the two cousins, are just like jamming out and like having the time of their lives at Unlife as you guys are having a great time. Arizo and Adrian, you guys are paying close attention to the prince, and every so often, like, you're enjoying the music and all that stuff, but you know what your prize is as you're looking over to see the guards and to see her, and then she's kind of like enjoying the music as well. And then you look back and you're, having a great time, and then eventually you look over and you see that she's taking her exit. However, 2 of your companions have not noticed this at this time. They're like singing along and like and all that. Yeah, exactly, and dancing and everything, and yeah.
Risa's still, I think because the scene's still going on, I'm still hidden, right? Like, I'm
Absolutely.
still...
Yep.
Yeah.
Adrian will very much be like, side-eyeing the situation, because it'll be like I'm like bobbing my head to the music as I watch, maybe they're dancing or whatever it might be. And then I'll let out like a either a head nod, or like even if I need to like let out a like a kind of like a whistle.
Perfect. And you guys have known each other for a little bit. You guys know that what his whistle means, and you're able to get the attention of all 3 as they kind of like notify that something's like going on, pay attention, and all that kind of stuff.
I do the head nod and the eye look,
and then
like in the other direction.
Sure enough, you look over and see the prince taking her exit as her enforcers are escorting her out the back way instead of the fronts and all that. And this is your moment, specifically to exit this building and to find the parking garage where your vehicle is, apparently.
So I'm going to walk to Adrian, and I'm actually going to grab Adrian to the dance floor. We're the more social characters, and so I don't want to cause a scene. So it would look weird if all 4 of us end up like walking out. So I grab Adrian to start dancing. I look at my cousin, I look at Riso and go, we'll meet you there.
You don't see me.
Yeah.
I look in
invisible.
the direction where I think you might be.
Rizo, you're like, oh shit, can she see me? As you're like, and you hear the Nosferatu around you being like, is she looking at me or is she looking at you guys? It's like,
One of us like, definitely. Are you kidding me?
I look at Chulo, but like kind of just off the shoulder, so it's implied that it's hopefully for the other for Eriso, if Eriso's around.
Yeah.
I'll meet you at cousin Eddie's house. Theo Eddie.
Wink. Yeah. And
Little Eddie.
Sure. So what I'll have you guys do is to see if you are making a decent show of things. Go ahead and do your dexterity and performance for dancing. If you have dancing as a specialty, then that'll be another die in your dice pool.
I have performance acting as like a thing.
Sure,
to
I would say
add
so.
+1.
Yeah. You're just like, I'm having so much fun. And it's like,
Can I? Oh man, I was gonna say, can I use persuasion? Because I have a thing in seduction, so she'd be like seducing.
Sure, yeah.
While dancing.
I'll say so.
Sexy dancing.
Sexy dancing.
What's the other 2 dice? I'm sorry, I was too busy looking at my performance thing.
No, you're good. So it'll be dexterity, and then it'll be your performance. Yeah.
And being invisible while they get in their rounds, I'm actually just gonna start following the prince.
Sure.
Like enough of a distance, but like enough where like if the door's still open, I'm gonna like slide in behind it as it's closing.
Go ahead and do your dexterity athletics to like keep up with their pace.
Okay.
And then 3 sets. You guys are golden as everyone just kind of thinks you're just dancing as well and just enjoying your night and all that kind of stuff. And then Chulo, what do you want to do at this time?
I exit gracefully.
You're like, I'm exiting gracefully.
It's just like not falling over. I don't know.
Sure. Okay. And then yeah. So out of all of you, Arizo is sorry, what was your roll?
I'm gonna I can, if I spend a willpower, I can re-roll all of them, or is it just some? I forget.
But you guys have so many donations that you do have re-rolls and yeah. So
I have 2 successes. I would like to have a re-roll.
Yeah, go for it.
Okay.
And let me go ahead and see what it is. There we go. Yeah, someone donated $20, so you can do re-roll 3 dice. So you can essentially like spending a willpower, but you don't spend a willpower. So
okay, cool.
You'll
I will
absorb one of those.
Re-roll 3 dice.
Okay.
So Adrian, to make it more convincing, takes off his like suit, like blazer, and and gets onto the dance floor by like loosening his tie and everything like that.
3 successes
Three
for
success-
my keeping up and like.
All right, good.
sneaky.
So you hear the sound of the party begin to fade away as you make your way to the street, as you hear the sounds of downtown Phoenix begin to, do their thing as cars are driving by and people are just chatting about what they're going to do tonight. And people are trying to get into the Van Buren but can't because it's a private event tonight and all that. And sure enough, all the while, you see the prince and their enforcers are kind of like down the street a little bit, making their way as they're waiting to cross the street for the light to turn. Because even vampires have to obey traffic laws. And as they are waiting. But you see across the way, there are 2 town cars that are, you recognize as what the Kindred use. Like any official members, use these ones that are, and they have like 2 cars filled with enforcers ready to escort the prince. That one of them should be paid off if everything goes well. And looking to your right, you can clearly see the Blue Lagoon parking garage, where in apparently floor 1, section 23, there should be the car that is meant for you guys. It is a short little while after that you do hear the sounds of the footsteps following you as you look back to see your companions. They don't see you, but you see them. Yeah.
Ooh. Still like, come out from the shadows and like be like,
Yeah.
took long enough.
I think as soon as we're at the vehicle and it's clear that we're out of sight of any other kindred or anyone, Chulo's demeanor completely changes. Like he takes the blazer off, the hoodie, and he's got like a little white undershirt, under it. He's like, I'm done playing the fool. Let's kill this lick. That's it. Let's kill this lick.
You know my plot twist, damn it.
Roll for initiative.
Yeah, exactly. So, perfect.
We do have to be careful. She does have apparently a lot of Tremors that are helping her out, so. Yeah.
So you know that Tremors are blood mages that are able to do blood sorcery, control blood, all that sort of stuff. They're pretty nasty individuals. So you do see that the Blue Lagoon is right next to you, just down the street and all that kind of stuff. She's still waiting for her light, so this is the time to head over to the car and to get into it. That way you can follow and all that. So you do have a GPS tracker on her vehicle, so you don't need to like completely rush. But yeah. So would you guys like to head over to that car?
Yes.
I assume we also staged a little bit of this beforehand too, like knowing like we take like a staggered exit. We wouldn't like want to seem like we're always doing things together, that kind of stuff.
Secret handshake. Yeah.
Secret handshakes.
The whole thing.
Pulling of the ear.
Exactly.
winks.
Yeah. Like we're gonna murder her tonight, right? Like, got it.
Yeah.
Do it.
So I'll say one thing that everybody knows that is probably staged is Margarita starts flirting with Adrian. Like she's making it real obvious that like something might happen later on. So she like basically like pulls him to like the back room and stuff like that, and hopefully giving a convincing like storyline. And people are like, oh, okay, great. And like as soon as they kind of like conceal like into a back room, like you see Marguerite like taking her blazer off and she's like getting ready to go into fight mode too.
Yep.
Hoop earring coming up. Yeah. So you
Loosening of
do.
the tie.
Yeah. So you guys aren't the only kindred that have left early from this event. Like some people, you can clearly see tried to ask the prince for something and they got denied and got pissed and then left and all that kind of stuff. So it's a very tension-filled night and all that. So at this time, you head over to the Blue Lagoon parking garage. You make your way through here as all the sounds of the city sort of drown out just a little bit. And maybe there's a couple people that are kind of like going to their car or whatever. But you guys find this car. It's a Subaru Forester. It's like, black and everything. And then
Awesome.
you're like, I love this car. You do find that's a SUV and all that. Very black. You would look at the license plate. You can see that it looks legit. You were told that it was like supposed to be unmarked. Not really traceable or anything like that. And you find that as you go to it, you pull the handle on the car and it opens up and in the back seat, you find that there's a crate, and as you open up this sort of crate, you see that there are some automatic sort of rifles here. As you undo the sort of clip, you see that there are Inferno rounds in there. It's like legit, like top tier stuff that is meant to kill vampires or kindred. And yeah, and as you are in this parking lot, looking at this crate, holding or even touching or seeing these cold instruments built for the sole purpose of death, you look to one another, and there's a silence that kind of goes across that. You know that the moment you get into this car and turn it on and drive down the street, there's no turning back. Is there anything you'd like to say or do in this time?
Let's get what's ours.
Let's do this thing.
Bert?
I'm
Yeah.
so ready to take the throne.
Ooh, I forgot one point of articulation, as they say, or used to say on little G.I. Joe guys. All the parts that bend. Never mind. I'll tell you later.
No,
Okay,
go ahead. You already spoke about it.
So on like action figures and other like little dolls and stuff, a point of articulation is where it can like bend.
Oh wait,
and,
no,
like,
not that. Just tell us what you're going to say. Like,
Oh, I thought that was what you were.
no.
I misread the room. No, as like he does the hoodie take off and everything. He's just got the undershirt. He has this like massive snake tattoo, just like that starts on one wrist here, like where the head is, and it comes up here, and then it circles the leg, and it comes back up the torso, and then the tail ends here. And it wasn't visible before because of all the layers, but now it's completely.
So let's talk through exactly what we all planned to do earlier. I'm gonna try to take out the guards with some powers of mine. If not, Julo, back it up with the 1-2.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Eriso, what was it that you wanted to do again?
I can definitely, if I need to sneak around and get in, I can. And be flanking.
Perfect. Which leaves pretty boy Adrian de la Vega. What is it that you wanted to do here?
Well, I was thinking maybe we'd have a nice little chat. I was gonna maybe see if we can't squeeze a little bit more juice out of this lemon before
Fair enough.
doing our.
But I want to make it known that we are taking her out, and I am taking this fucking throne for myself.
Oh, by all means, do what you want. But I'm just saying, maybe we can sweeten sweeten the pie, whatever. What do they say?
What?
Sweet, yeah, that.
Sure. As long as I'm declaring praxis, that's all that matters.
So at this time, you all clamber in, with these rifles, with this equipment and everything. You find that there's a GPS device that has like a tracker, essentially, onto the car that you can see. It's clearly moving downtown Phoenix. You see the route and all that kind of stuff. It's a normal route that you were told and informed that they normally take. But at some point, it's going to deviate from that. So you need to catch up to that point to make sure that you're ready to go, like, when the time comes. So, important question. Who is driving this vehicle? Who's got the license?
I have a
I can
1,
drive.
so okay, go ahead.
I have a 1 and
I
drive
also-
too.
Also, I mean, so it's anyone's if they want it.
And I think that, Adrian, you do have a retainer if you want to use them, or if you just want it to be kindred only, you can do so. Retainer means that you have a human servant.
Yeah. I would absolutely
meat
have.
shield. Love
I
it.
would have. Yeah, I would absolutely have.
They are wearing a red shirt, yeah. So.
Yeah. D'Angelo, speaking of that, so I do have contacts and I do have my resources. So I'm assuming that I would have reached out to my contacts to ensure that all of this has occurred safely and that we can get her into a undisclosed, isolated location.
Yes, so your resources, your combined pool of resources and all that kind of stuff has gotten you to what you have now, which is this unmarked vehicle. You got these guns with these Inferno rounds, and you have the GPS that someone on her side betrayed her by putting a tracking device on it. And apparently these guards have been paid off to deviate from their protection route and leave her extremely vulnerable. Even one person in her car is to take her away from where she's normally supposed to go. So,
Okay, so
yes.
I have 2 dots in contacts. So would we be able to discuss what contacts I have? I'm hoping to have some sort of kindred hit person.
Sure, yeah. So you would be able to... Now, this is a very touched situation because not everyone wants to kill the prince, but there are some Nosferatu that you kind of talk to through this information network that you were able to find. not they can help you, but they can lead you to someone who can help you, which is the synonymous benefactor. That's at least giving you this stuff and says like, when you're ready and you've done it, call us and we'll clean up and help you out, like to take
Perfect.
you out of here. Yeah. So you do have that card. And yeah, so.
Can I also, while we're getting prepped and ready, talk to my ally, Officer Gomez, and make sure that there's no like cops in the area where we're going?
Sure, yeah. And we'll say that you've already done that, essentially, so
Okay.
that way the cops will be away from the area. Granted, they let you know that they can't control all the cops, so when calls come in, they have to respond, but at least there'll be a delay to give you guys the time you need to get out of there. So it should be a legit hit and run situation. As yeah. So.
So I would say Adrian's contact, by the way, or Adrian's retainer would be Carla, the driver. So
All right.
I mean, we have a driver.
Perfect.
Just because everyone's doing it, I'm also. I've got. Oh, sorry. Go.
No. I was just gonna say, and Carla and I have like there's very much like a tense, like a stare off kind of situation. Like, you know, we know each other and everything like that, and she very much is very intensely connected to me in some way, be it art or be it something.
Guy online RP forums and like it's like good. So with that, oh sorry, Chulo, you wanted to say something?
I was gonna say, yeah, just because everyone else is getting a hold of their contacts, I think I would have earlier in the evening as well called my criminal contact, who's my cleaner, if you will, and told them, hey, go ahead and cancel my debt because after tonight, it's not gonna matter either way.
Okay, perfect. So with that, you all clamber into your vehicle as you like understand what you're going to be doing next, and you get into it. Carla's driving as she kind of pulls out and then begins her route as you. It's been a long time since you felt this way. You're unsure if it's a feeling of anxiety or if it's a feeling of excitement, but either way, you're consumed with this. You didn't think that as Kindred you could feel butterflies in your stomach, but yet here it is as you like see all these people who have no idea what's gonna unfold tonight, and same driving past the Van Buren as you see other Kindred that are coming in or coming out, and like you're not sure what tonight's gonna hold. So it is at this moment that we're gonna go ahead and take our 10-minute break. So yeah, thank you guys for watching and donating. We've already hit 245, so we really appreciate you. And yeah, and for anyone asking in chat, if the Twitch donation like situation doesn't show for you, feel free to donate in whatever way you are most comfortable with, and I'll just add it to the total and be able to donate it off this side. And here is the tip link, and then also the things if you want to, like, if you want to activate TPK mode, that's totally cool. I'm cool with that. It goes to charity, so it's great. So.
Yeah, I don't think the donate to charity thing works yet on mobile.
Oh, doesn't it? Okay. All right. That makes sense. Okay. Alrighty, and with that, we'll go ahead and take our 10-minute break. See you guys soon.
See you soon.
Now hear us. Perfect. Hey everyone, hope you guys are all doing well. Welcome back to our Vampire the Masquerade charity stream, which we already surpassed our goal at 245, along with some other donations that have come through. We really want to say thank you so much for you guys being here, supporting, and I hope you're enjoying this story of like revenge. And yeah, as we're gonna do a reset the room. So really quickly, briefly, go ahead and introduce yourself, where you can be found online, and then your character and clan and all that kind of stuff. And we're gonna go in opposite. We're not gonna go in opposite order. We're gonna go with Miguel. Yeah.
I don't understand that app, so please don't follow me there. I am playing Chulo, aka Antonio Vargas. He is a bruja. He is a fighter, not a lover. That's all I'll say.
Perfect. And then Marguerite.
Oh, hi, y'all. I'm Cynthia Marie. I am playing Marguerite Vargas. She is a Ventru. You can find me on Twitter at Syndancer or Instagram, Cynthia__Marie. I play a whole bunch of vampires, but I'm excited to play Ventru and kick some butt right now.
Perfect. And then Rizo.
Hi, yes, I am Mo. I am they, she pronouns. I am playing Arizo, they, them pronouns, Tlay Nataratu. I am a tabletop content creator, writer, sensitive consultant. I do a lot of stuff. That's yeah.
Perfect. And then Dan.
Hi, hello. I am Dan from Nat One Fun. You can find me everywhere online at Nat One Fun. If you go to a website and type /Nat One Fun, you'll probably find me. I am playing Adrian de la Vega tonight, and I am a Toreador, and I'm ready to finally kind of get into it.
And get into it, you will. So to recap, for everyone else who's just coming in here or missed a little bit of the stream, tonight's tale is about a group of kindred who were once in high positions of power. Most of them, but like they love their positions that they had. And in this new change of power with the new prince, Imogen, she upset the balance of a lot of things by making agreements with different factions, starting wars with other ones, and also replacing heads of positions or about to be like heads of positions with people that she feels are more qualified or what have you for it, or more loyal to her, or for whatever your reasons might be. Regardless, these kindred have been snubbed from their positions and been removed from that. And they've had to take that L, and but they don't like take it silently, as they've made it clear that they are defiant against the prince and are playing amicably enough for the moment. But really, in the background, they've made deals with various contacts for equipment, for information, for deals, to be able to find the prince vulnerable for this night after the Elysium they exited from it. So right now they're in their vehicle that is all black. The windows are thicker, able to take bullets and all that kind of stuff. They're even tinted to be a little bit darker. The night grows late, as it is probably maybe about like I would say 2 a.m., maybe 3 a.m., almost 3 a.m. or so. And you guys are all driving down the road with Carla, the retainer from Adrian, who's like doing a great job. She's wearing a red shirt and or like formal like red blazer and all that kind of stuff.
It's a beautiful like
Yes.
Rose red dress, like a very cocktail dress kind of look.
I love it.
Yeah, and then she goes and she kind of tells you it's like, yeah, it's really cool. Like I'm getting married tomorrow and it's my birthday today. It's like a wild circumstance. It's like crazy. And she kind of like says like, thank you for hiring me for this gig. I really appreciate it. I need the extra money. Like
I just pat her on the shoulder and smile and just shake my head and walk away.
Like it's like yeah.
It's like I like just lean over to Adrian. I'm like, you got her next of kin, right? Because that's rude.
We'll figure it out.
And
right.
Who is the co-pilot for Carla? Okay. And I think you muted.
Shoot.
There you go.
Hi,
Yeah.
I'm co-piloting.
Perfect. So you were in the co-pilot seat. They give you the GPS as it's a device that shows you. If you ever watch Dragon Ball Z, it's kind of like located in Dragon Balls. As you do see that it does ping. It shows the outline of downtown Phoenix, all the routes and everything like that, and where you are in correlation. And sure enough, Carla looks at it, and then she goes ahead and makes her drive roll as she makes sure to get connected. That is 1, 2, 3, 4 successes. So she's good. As she like goes through some like yellow lights and barely is able to make it, but does so as she's able. You see the vehicle in the distance, the two cars, the town cars that are sort of here, and she's. You guys are getting closer, and you're getting closer to the situation. What is it that you guys would like to say or do with each other before you reach this climax of this evening for you all?
So, point of clarification, as Marguerite is also navigating, she's also putting on her bulletproof vest corset or stake.
Oh, snap.
Sure.
Stake, stake worthy
SWAT gear.
corset. Yeah. She has on a holster, but like the holster is super fancy that has like the ruffles going down it. Like she is still impeccable and is still very much a Ventrue, but now she's a Ventrue like on revenge outfit.
Yeah,
Perfect.
1,000. You see Adrian like unbuttons his shirt as well to do the same, and like, you know, of
Put on a
course,
corset.
like,
as like,
one,
you know.
yeah, no, I don't.
Yep.
But there is definitely like, you know, some kind of Under Armour under the shirt, but then of course puts the shirt back on to still look as wonderful as that.
Perfect. And what that'll mean is that it will like reduce the damage that you take if you're shot upon, fired upon, or like, you know, in a fight and all that kind of stuff. So in this time, you see that these town cars are like, you know, driving down, they're maintaining their route and all that. And then sure enough, you do see that one of the cars, the car without the prints in it that you saw, begins to deviate and turns down the street and just like heads away, leaving this one alone for you guys. And then you see this car that's in front of you that you guys actually like turns away from the course, that like the normal route and all that kind of stuff. As you drive up, you're following like a fair distance behind it and everything, and it turns into the warehouse district you know is marked for the area that you're supposed to have this ambush at. And it pulls into this warehouse that has gates that are open. And you see that it like swerves and stops as you guys pull into this sort of parking lot as well, or maybe even drive into it. As you can see the sound, like the plumes of of lights, and hear the sounds of popping, and all of a sudden the driver that you guys paid off essentially gets out and then just soaring leaps away from the situation. As in the back of the car, the door opens and the prince falls out of it, along with some like male and female sort of lovers that are kind of just like sprawling out of there and are freaking out at this point. And you guys are here. And so how this works is that if you'd like to, you can take your weapons and you can open fire and all that kind of stuff. What that'll mean is that you'll have to do your dexterity and your firearms, or if you're going to actually aim your gun, you can go ahead and do your composure and firearms. Whatever you'd like to do in this situation.
Before guns go off, I'd like to use Dominate.
Sure.
I have Compel, so it's a very small amount, but enough to try to get somebody out of here.
Carla's like, oh, this is weird. I was like, she was like,
sorry, I'm trying to find it so that I have the right
no, you're good. I can
use.
also help out.
There we go.
I got it. Okay.
I'll do that in a short sentence to obey and yes. Well, I'm gonna try this, and this is probably gonna be a dumb move, but since she has a lot of people probably around her, my original intent was to compel probably like her bodyguards.
Sure.
But seeing as there's too many people around her, I'm gonna compel the prince.
Okay, sounds good.
And the one sentence command is "come to me."
Okay, so I believe you have to roll against them. So what is the? It's like your what?
Yeah, so it's charisma plus dominate versus intelligence plus resolve. So charisma versus dominate for me.
Sounds good. And that is one success.
2, 3. Where is? Oh, there we go. That's 3 successes for me.
Perfect. You succeed in this as you lock eyes with this prince that you see is full. The composure's gone as she is no longer so calm and posed and controlled, but instead is frantic and looks desperate and like shocked by the situation. As you look and lock eyes and you compel, as like you say, "Come to me," and it echoes throughout their mind as you see their eyes go white and begin to just lumber forward. The like human sort of retainers that they sort of have that are non-combat. That are just like kind of like freaking out and like screaming as to why this is happening and all that kind of stuff. What is the rest of you? What would you like to do at this time?
I just kind of whisper under my breath, "Please," as like they kind of just start to whatever. I feel like with Marguerite is like kind of compelling at this point. I feel like maybe since we've come to a stop, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. So if we've come to a stop, Adrian stepped out of the vehicle at this point and kind of taken cover behind the car, and has placed like the rifle barrel over like the front of the vehicle, and is just kind of staring out, like maybe kind of like a little bit out of the cover of the vehicle to kind of assess the situation.
Sure. And then for Chulo and Rizzo?
Go first.
You go.
You go.
You're like,
Okay.
So polite.
Chulo would like to. Sorry. No, I was on the right page. So I do have a. Nope, I didn't, because I did not take it. I changed my mind, actually. So I already had rapid reflexes going. I'd like to also juice up my cat's grace, because I'm just trying to stay nimbly bimbly here.
sure.
And instead of like finding a good place to, you know, to shoot from, I think I may be getting in a little closer, trying to get in something a little more
Yeah, so
melee,
in
but
this,
I'm also taking the gun with me just
Yeah.
in case.
in this place, and to give you more information, in your rifles, you do have 30 rounds to shoot. Every time you pull the trigger, it's going to expose 3 rounds. So you have 10 shots, essentially, for, like, you know, when you do it. For this area, you see that it's a very large, wide open space, maybe like 75 feet by like 50 feet or so. And then the height of it is probably like, I don't know, like probably 30 feet or so. There is a second floor where you see a series of like staircases that leads up. That's very just like metal and all that kind of stuff. There's sort of walkways that are also up here. Did you want to use your cat's grace to get on one of the walkways or what have you?
You know, yeah, probably. I think just getting a better vantage point, better, like, you know, upward position would be good. Do I also have enough time to juice up my lethal body? I'm just trying to.
So
load
in
up
a
what I have.
scene, unless it says passive, you can only activate like one thing essentially. So
They are all passive.
oh, they're all passive. Yeah, that's fine.
Yeah.
You have lethal
Okay.
body and cat's grace, and like so you're like meow as you're like
good to
have
go.
your swole. Yeah. So perfect. And then Rizzo. And does anyone have prospects? Or yeah.
No, I was just gonna ask. Can I have like retroactively done rapid reflexes? I didn't know that was a thing.
Sure. Yeah.
I mean,
Absolutely.
I have it. But...
You like pull upon your blood to make yourself ready to go. Adrenaline is pumping. So Rizzo.
Yeah, I'm gonna. As one of the doors opens and like things are being distracted, they're gonna like sort of like dip down low, so like they're out of eyesight, and then I'm gonna pop unseen. What is the word again?
Passage
again?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
And then so I need to do a rouse real quick.
Sure, go for it.
I am getting another thing of hungry.
All right.
That's fine.
Carla looks great as she's like, yeah. She's like,
Those
I'm
mortals
excited,
over there
Mike.
look great too. Yeah.
It's true, yeah.
yeah.
You're pretty sure there's like some of our TikTok influencers and all that kind of stuff. So it's like,
Yeah. Yeah. So they pop down. They get a little more hungry. They snarl at Carla for a second, but like try to like as they start fading, and then like as soon as they fade out of sight, they're gonna pop out of the car and start running towards the other car.
Yeah.
And
you look inside and you see that the other like guard that was in the front seat is dead. They're just like popped full of holes. They seem to be a ghoul of some sort. And in the back, there there's 3 human retainers that seem to be like consorts essentially of the prince. And then like no one really else in here. And the other driver that you guys paid off is gone using Soaring Leap and just out of here. Leaving this prince exposed and vulnerable with only human consorts that are screaming their heads off and freaking out at you guys. So how would you like to handle this situation?
I mean, they're just humans, right?
They are, yeah.
I think I'm gonna pop up behind one of them and like pop out as I grab them and bite down and try to feed.
You do so, yeah. Do you want to feed until death, or do you want to just like feed essentially?
Let's, I mean, we're in the heat of the moment. I think they're gonna be drained.
Sure. You drain their blood from them as like they're panicking and trying to scramble and find like that they accidentally bump into you and can't see you, and then you just overwhelm them, and then you are able to like feast upon them as
you don't see it, but Adrian kind of looks down at the ground and sighs and looks back up.
And you do see that horrified, the rest of them look as this like the body of their peer is raising up from an invisible force and just like dying in front of them, and it falls like so so one of your convictions, Adrian, is the innocent shall not be harmed, but that's when you do it. So you might be like, I wouldn't do that. That's
more of my looking down at the ground and sigh, rolling.
I'm
the
not judging
eyes.
you, but I wouldn't do that.
Gotcha.
It's like,
Yeah.
Yeah, so
What is innocence?
you lose 1 humanity from this as you give way to your beast, you know, and all that kind of stuff. A little bit, but your hunger goes down to 0 as you drained her dry, and you definitely can tell that she had high cholesterol and it liked Whataburger and like it you know,
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
like, is that a
Whataburger.
Dr. Pepper shake? I was like, that's
Oh
good.
my god, the best.
It's
Sorry,
a
I like
good
Whataburger.
feed.
So yeah. So okay. You have the prince vulnerable where you want her. You know that you have the equipment to do so. She doesn't seem to be. Oh, sorry. She is armed as she reaches for her back and then pulls out like a pistol of some sort. But
She's compelled by me.
you are right. She does walk forward. She does have a gun in her hand, but it's pointing at the ground, just like lumbering forward, trying to resist. But her mind is a plaything in your hand. Or
Oh yeah, no, I'm fully taking out a stake from my holster, and I'm gonna try to charge forward and try to stake her.
absolutely. So go ahead, and you're going to go ahead and do your strength or dexterity, and then your melee for this. As you reach for her and grab her, and then try to stake her, and then she is compelled. So I'll remove a die from her dice pool.
Do you
as
mind if
she's
I use
struggling.
dexterity?
Go for it. That's fine. Yeah. As you do like cool tricks and flip it around, and then yeah.
That is 4 successes.
Okay, she got 1 success, so you succeed in this. As you rush forward and grab her, but do you want to describe how it is? You have creative control.
Oh yeah. So I run, basically overcome her, wrap my arm around her, and I whisper in her ear, "You know that this was going to happen, and that I was always the one that was meant for the throne," and just stake her.
Perfect. So as you're doing this, you hear her whispering, being like, "This wasn't how it's supposed to be." As like that's not her voice. You know that's not her voice. As you stake her, and the like mask of 1,000 faces fades as you see it's a Nosferatu. That
Fuck.
isn't her. Yeah,
Is it Stacy?
It's Stacy, and you see her. There's blood on her or vitae on her Hello Kitty. Like,
Can I during this? Can I then be like immediately like looking around to see like what's going on? Like, there's obviously something else that's going on here.
Sure. So you can do wits and awareness. Like as you see that, like holy shit, that's not the prince. Like that was a fake. You know. You can absolutely look around your surroundings. If you have sense the unseen, heightened senses, whatever sensory boons or benefits, you can absolutely activate those if you'd like to. In this time, you.
Can I see that it was Stacy from my elevated vantage
Oh yeah,
point?
for sure. You're like Stacy's that
I
bitch.
smile.
I dropped the
but I also
body.
just kind of, I just get my assault
Sure,
rifle.
and if there was a weapon that you
whatever this is
prefer
called.
that you want to bring to this, you absolutely can do so. You don't need to use a firearm if there's something else you're better than. 3? Okay. So with 3 successes, you look around and you do see some areas that the light is bending on the second floor of catwalk, essentially. Probably about like 40 feet away from your companion Chulo, who's also up there. And you see that there's probably like maybe 7 figures that are sort of there, and sure enough, you do see that an illusion drops at that moment, and you see the prince there as she's clapping her hands and smiling and smirking with joy, like maybe yeah. And that as she's looking and seeing like Stacy's stupid body, who has stake bait, she's just like final deaths as she crumbles to the ground and all that. And she looks to you guys and she goes like, "Wow, I didn't think you actually had the gall to do this. I'm actually impressed." As she, you see that she has her enforcers with their own sort of rifles that are trained on you, as well as some a Tremere Primogen that's sort of there, or the Tremere Primogen that's ready to cast like blood magic at a moment's notice. As you stand here, the 4 of you, I guess 5 of you, as Carla's like, "Got a pistol," as she's like ready to go. And, yeah,
You have to say
I
Carla.
like hold her hand and like correct it because like she's holding it way wrong.
she's like trying to do the kill shot. Like
He's
I'm,
like, has it
no
hold
kill
this
shot.
side?
I'm from South Phoenix. As she like, so
So Marguerite's gonna call out to the prince and go, "Why don't you fight like a real Ventrue? We are the clan of the kings."
and she answers back to you now as she leans on the railing, kind of like lazily. She doesn't have a weapon in hand, but her enforcers do and all that kind of stuff. As she goes like, we're playing chess here, us Ventrue, as we always try to make calculated moves against one another. So this was inevitable. Like there's no way you would have been thrown out of this position and not try to make a move. But I just wanted to see how far you'd go for this. But I am curious though, as she kind of like goes like, you doing this, I don't put it past you, and like I respect you at least and admire your you know, because it takes a true venture to actually go to these lengths to strike back against me, but like I have to know who aided you in this, because you probably didn't get this stuff yourself. As she leans and looks over there.
What makes you think that I don't have the resources and contacts to do this myself?
Go ahead and do charisma persuasion or manipulation persuasion.
Let's go with manipulation. 1, 2.
Sure.
You said persuasion?
Yeah, 2 successes. Come on, Prince.
Can I say it with seduction in my voice so I can get my my
Sure, go for it. Yeah. You twirl your hair as
a
you
bonus? It's not so great. That's 3 successes. Oh wait,
It's-
no, that's a critical. Wait, no, I saw a critical there. So that's
Sure.
5 successes. JK.
5 successes. You dominate the social battle as you say this sort of to her, and she goes like, maybe you can. I don't know your life. As she kind of like chuckles, and she goes like, now you've proven to me, yeah, you have tons of rerolls, by the way. You have tons of everything. So if there's something you want to pull from it and don't want to use willpower, feel free to do that. But she does look to you and go like, honestly, I am impressed by this, and like, but it does worry me that someone like, and if you were able to, oh my God, we have $395 dollars for the thing. Thank you so much for that $100
Woo!
donation.
Amazing.
Wait, wasn't there something for $100? Let me look at this really quick.
Help the homies.
It was help the homies. Okay, good. You didn't want to do 75 for TPK mode? I mean, at least want to split it up and do 75
Hold on,
TPK
hold on,
and
hold on,
25
hold on.
for reroll, you know?
Hold on.
So, okay, perfect. All right.
Guns to our head right now. Hold on.
That works. Okay, so that will come shortly. So she explains to you that she goes like, maybe you could get this. You know, if that's the case, then you are a major threat, and this was a good idea to like double down on who's loyal to me and who's not. However, if you are not the ones who orchestrated like this and got these resources, then this is your only bargaining chip to ensure that you live to see tomorrow's like sundown. As she goes, so tell me who your benefactors are, and you'll be able to walk away for the moment, and we'll sort the rest out later. As she waits for a moment. We're gonna say Adrian, who is actively perceiving like the area and all that kind of stuff. You do hear the sounds of the crunching of like pavement as another vehicle is approaching. Yeah.
Fancy. What kind of vehicle?
It's a black SUV, probably like a Lexus or so. Like thick black windows, tinted, all that sort of stuff. And
Is it just me who sees it? Do I see that everybody sees it?
I would say everyone's focused, and you're the one that did wits and awareness, so you're the one that kind of like is already like actively perceiving the scene, so you would
Okay.
be the one to. Yeah.
Then just to be safe, I'll like train my weapon over in that direction.
Okay, perfect.
Mm.
All right, and then for the rest of you, how would you like to respond to the prince, or would you like to do anything else? And we'll say that Chulo also, because they have the upper sort of upper height advantage of like seeing all this. Yeah. As you look
Oh, so
over,
my
you see
above-
Theo Eddie's there. It's like, hey guys. I was like, yeah, as one of the
Theo Eddie.
enforcers. Yeah.
But I'm on the same level catwalk as the prince and
Correct. Yeah.
all the prince's D-bags, right? Okay.
Yeah. I wouldn't say that, but yeah.
I did though. So no, I think Chula's, kind of single-minded right now.
Hmm.
And I'm gonna go ahead and attempt a rouse check to activate fleetness and just start making my way towards that whole gang of
Sure.
folk.
Okay. So you strike into action, right? As you make your way over. The moment that you like take a few steps and head over there, you do have fleetness. So fleetness means, I just played with a lot with this today. Fleetness means that when you're in a non-combat role, you can always add your celerity to it. But once per like round, you can go ahead and add your celerity to a dodge sort of like roll and all that kind of stuff. So as you make an aggressive move and like begin to just like rush the group and all that kind of stuff, everyone springs into sort of action as they like train their weapons up, and then like the prince goes like, here we go, as and at this moment you do find that the windows of this warehouse begin to crack and sort of shatter. That causes you to kind of look up and see what kind of is going on here. As you see these odd objects that are flying like towards the catwalk and towards everyone. So I'm going to need everyone to make a dexterity athletics check to try to dodge this situation and all that. And for this one, I'll go and roll. See what you get. 1, 2, 3, 4. 4 successes. You need to meet it or beat it.
Dexterity and what?
Dexterity, athletics, or if there's something else you'd like to do, you can try to do that. Yeah.
Or
I can use my
4?
fleetness
You
for
meet it?
this.
You can. Yep. So you're gonna do dexterity, athletics, and celerity. So 3.
we have rerolls if you want.
You do have rerolls, yeah.
I'm
I would
using
like
some
to
rerolls.
I would like to
Because you look and like that's a grenade, as like you see that these are yeah.
Okay, let me double check.
Oh, it's a grenade?
Yes.
So that's
there
superficial
are-
damage?
That's
9.
I love how you're like, well.
Is that like oh wait, this just says something else that it rolls over. It's like anti-vampire grenade.
Anti-vampire grenades, no!
Oh,
yeah.
that's a really good
4.
reroll.
Yeah, I had 3 again.
3. Okay.
8.
8. Okay. So 8. Yeah, you're fine. You see it, you kick it away as you like.
Wait,
5,
wasn't the
you're good?
reroll like you keep the original ones that you have success and you just reroll 3 dice or whatever, or
Which is kind of pretty much what I did, yeah, because I
Yeah,
only had
correct.
3 left
So-
over, and I got a critical.
yeah,
I
you only
promise I
reroll the
can
ones
show
you
you.
missed. Yeah, you know you're fine. I
okay.
trust you
My
guys.
bad.
Yeah.
I re-rolled the whole
I-
roll.
I was just making sure Dan knew because I was like, wait, Dan.
That's
yeah,
right.
I
Yeah,
re-rolled
sorry.
the
Yeah,
entire thing,
Wait.
so I'll re-roll the
7.
one.
Sorry, I
7?
have too many
Okay.
dice. I have a lot of decks.
Okay, you're good. You're fine. You guys dodge and duck it out of it, except for or what'd you get?
Got the 3.
3? Okay, that's fine. Okay, so that works. So what happens at this time is that chaos erupts as you guys were about to have a one-on-one battle, and then a third party like Apex Legends occurs as you hear the sounds of like the pavement peeling and a car gets out and the doors open. As you see, Adrian, there are people here that pop out and they don't look normal. They're definitely not wearing formal gear here. They look like hooligans, ruffians, as they pull out heavy weaponry though, and like grenade launchers and everything, and just like pop it into this warehouse. And they land as they just explode in different areas. As there's explosions everywhere. Now, Adrian, you are going to take we'll say 1 point of aggravated. So in Vampire the Masquerade, there's 2 damage types. There's superficial and there's aggravated. Superficial means like if you got stabbed or shot or what have you, you can heal from that normally because you're a vampire. But aggravated means like you got hit by a car, you got like, attacked by a werewolf, you got like hit by Inferno Round or whatever. It's a bit more intense. It's going to be harder to heal from. Yeah. So what that means is that if you get your full bar is filled with superficial, then it transfers to aggravated from that point. If your bar fills with all aggravated, then you go to torpor, which is just you're paralyzed. You can't do anything until you heal from that. The ways you can die as a vampire, unless you have stake bait, is through like fire, sunlight, have your head removed, all that sort of stuff. Yeah. And okay, cool. So you now have 1 point of aggravated damage on you as you got like a little bit
Not
too
vampire
close.
grenades.
Yeah, they're just regular grenades. But sure enough, they do the damage as your flesh just tears apart and your bone is exposed. As like you see that all this sort of stuff is here, and you're like, oh shit, this is legit. As you guys, the dust settles as you guys all get to cover, hide behind the car or what have you. And you do see that, like, next to Marguerite, the dust sort of settles, and you see, like, half the body of Jane, the Tremere of Prairie Jane, is, like, next to you, as she's, like, final death, essentially. And things are getting crazy here. So if you want to, you can go ahead and open fire on the prince and all them, or this third party that you're unsure of who they are at this time. But everything's going wild.
Question: Is my unseen passage still up, or did that go away whenever I fed?
Read the description of it and see if you attack it goes away, or if it stays until you
Only as the observer. As long as this is useful per the FCA, as long as the user emits no overpowering odors and no sound louder than a whisper, this power automatically works. Since the unseen can detect it, note that this user cannot use its power when seen or until detection. So,
thank you so much for the raid. We appreciate you guys. There's vampire on vampire on vampire action here, as shootout and grenades are going on. So, you know what? I will say that it's still up until you choose not to have it. So.
Nice.
Yeah. So
Nice,
in
nice,
this situation, you have Carla, who's still in the car. She miraculously survived as she rolled up her window and then survived the grenade, and then And sure enough, you see the
Why I
prince.
pay the big bucks.
Harlem.
As you see, and she goes like, "Get in!" As she like pops open the door for you guys, and then you do see on the catwalk these soldiers are like trying to decide what to do, but they decide that the other party is more threatening because there's 4 of you and there's 2 cars
Hey,
full
rude.
of these other people. Yeah, like excuse me, as like so. And they open fire on this third party as they open fire as well, and there's a firefight going on all around. So we're gonna get in combat. So how I do combat is 3 rounds and done. No matter what happens, if you fail horribly or you succeed with flying colors, we move on after that. So we're gonna go in no particular order, which is gonna go to Adrian. What would you like to do in this time?
Okay, so Adrian would have like ducked back into the vehicle just to kind of assess the wound. And then seeing that it's not necessarily superficial, but obviously not gonna take me out of the fight immediately. Like I didn't, lose a limb or something. I'm gonna kind of crawl across the other window, roll down the window, or even cooler, just like bash it in and just like kind of smash the window.
Sure.
And do I have like a line of sight of
To the enemy vehicle or your vehicle?
Yeah. Or well, like to the vehicle that are either firing upon us or like
Okay.
crossfire. Basically, I want to aim, point, and like I want to, of course, try and take out the prince ASAP.
Yeah.
But like in that area.
Sure. Okay. So go ahead and roll your. You can do quick fire, which is your dexterity and your firearms, or you can do it like actually train and aim your gun.
No,
with
at this point,
composure
it's.
and firearms.
I think I've lost composure to the wound, so
Mhm.
I'm gonna like
Just begin to
smash the
unload.
window and
Yeah.
spray over in that area.
Sure. Okay.
Dex and firearms.
And you got Inferno bullets, so if you hit a Kindred, it's going to do a lot of damage. So, perfect. So, and you're going for this third party, right?
Well, no.
Or
I'm
you're going for the
like I
princess
said, like
people?
the princess people.
That works.
or
Okay, so
whoever's
as you
around
look
the
over
prince.
there, you
That
can't.
way I can clear a route for maybe Chulo.
That works. As you look over, you can't see the prince in this time. You do see the bodyguards and half the
Okay.
Tremere body as like So-
I will definitely. I'll aim then towards them just to kind of clear out the area.
That works. Okay. So what happens in Vampire the Masquerade is you go at the same time as them. So
Okay.
you've chosen to fire upon them, and then they're going to go ahead and try to take cover. And that is 2 successes. 3? Okay.
I am really good at getting 3 successes.
Okay, that works. So with that 2 successes, you not only succeed, but your damage does additional sort of damage. So you normally get 1 success over it, but now you have like 3 more. So you have 4 points of damage as your Inferno bullets, your 3-round bursts or whatever, fire into the air and like ignite, and as they hit your target, and you see just huge chunks of them like explode as they took a lot of aggravated damage from that, and they're down and out as they fall off the catwalk and like Wilhelm screen down as as they were about to train their gun onto me to Chulo. And then Chulo, it is now your turn as you are on this catwalk. You've had to like jump away to avoid the explosions and everything, and chaos has erupted around you. What would you like to do?
I would like to get close enough so that their big firearms are essentially useless and just start tearing them to shreds.
Sure. So for this third party?
No, I thought I was still catwalking, so I'm just going into the...
It's up to you. So in this catwalk, there is the prince's enforcers here, and then you will say you're next to a window where you get line of sight of the third party as they're outside of their vehicles and trying to like fire in. Yeah. So whoever you'd like to. Yeah.
No, I'm just jumping into the prince's enforcers.
That works. All right. So go ahead and do
Going
your
straight for it.
dexterity or composure, and then your firearms. Unless you
Yeah,
want to throw
yeah.
hands or something. And
Yeah, I feel like I just want to rush in and start hand throwing.
that
But-
works. You do have lethal body, so that makes sense. So go ahead and do your strength and then your brawl if you have no melee weapon.
No, I was considering the gun, but no, I'm not gonna hit them with that, so that's fine. Strength.
You like still hit them with it, but not like pull the trigger.
Yeah, no, I'm just
Yeah.
just going full unarmed.
Sure.
So then my brawl is
They have 1 success.
3. Oh wait, I got my hunger die. Okay, that's enough. Okay, that does not count. That does 2, 3, 4, 5 successes.
Okay, 5 successes. You have creative control over the scene. Describe to me how you tear this person apart.
I want to punch them through the heart.
Sure, you do so. As they're like reloading their gun, or maybe it jams and all that kind of stuff, and then you look over to them, and then yeah, it is your Theo Eddie. Do you want to rip out his heart?
Wait,
As he
he's
goes
with
like-
the prince?
He
That
is with the
sucks.
prince. Yeah, blood in, blood out for enforcers.
Oh, that sucks. I'm gonna do it though.
Sure, you do it. He's like, I'm proud of you. As
Oh no!
I think it's like I rush in because I'm bleeding, right, and I just like poof right through before I even think. Like it's like thoughtless, or I'm
a
just like,
stream
this is
of
the first person in
Vitae
front of
like
me.
comes down. Yeah.
Yeah, it does. And then as I pull out the fist, it's bloody and everything.
Mhm.
Grab him by the shoulders, and I'm like, "You broke my heart, Theo. You broke my heart." And I fling him over the catwalk.
You do
I
so.
would have
and
done
he-
the same.
And he falls awkwardly. Yeah. And then sure. And then after that, it's gonna go to Marguerite.
Oh, I'm watching all the carnage and kind of laughing under my breath, being like, "Oh, okay, this is good stuff." So I think in true Ventrue fashion, I'm gonna let everybody else do the dirty work, and I'm gonna sit down, go back in the car, close the door for a second, and try to grab my guns, and I'm gonna like roll down the window and aim from the car. But I'm biding my time. Like I just see Marguerite kind of like walking while all of this stuff is like happening around her. I would love to try to lock eyes with the prince, but I'm not sure how far away she would be while I'm walking.
Funny you mentioned that. You walk into this car and open it up and find the prince is in the car, like with the magnum in hand, like looking and assessing the sort of situation. But sure enough, you see this as she looks to you, and I assume that you guys train on each other.
Yeah.
Yeah, for sure. And she goes like, "I have a safe house right down the street from here. Like, take us there, and I'll give you guys whatever you want." As she, at this point,
Whatever I want.
and she winces as she goes like, "Fuck!" As she goes like, we either die together here or we survive and like thrive together later." As
It's whatever I want.
and she goes like, "Yes!" As like bullets are impacting the window, but they're not shattering because they're bulletproof. But they're not going to last forever.
And Marguerite doesn't care. She has fortitude. Like she can sustain quite a bit of damage for a little while. So she's standing there like at the car being like, "Whatever I want, right?"
And she goes, "Yes," as she seems desperate. And with your passive insight, it seems like she's being legit.
I do the same whistle that Adrian does.
Sure.
So, like around the troops.
You do so as all of you can hear this. Now, Rizzo, you're next. You're in a safe spot as you're able to dodge and duck, and there's bullet holes flying through these walls and impacting Kindred as they're falling down. One thing you notice in this moment as you're just observing and no one's really directing their fire towards you is that these Kindred who are getting hit from these cars are not taking it as well as you guys do. They also don't have Inferno bullets. They simply have normal sort of bullets. If you could, like,
Just
make a
thin
guess,
bloods,
they're
yeah.
probably thin bloods. That you see,
Oh.
yeah. And you do see like a chola that has like untouchables on her, like, yeah, or a crop top and then untouchables on her stomach.
Yeah.
Old English.
I think being invisible, I think Odorizo's gonna like pop up behind and like scoop behind them and just like lean in and whisper.
Mhm.
So I'm not breaking my obfuscate still.
Sure.
Nice.
Gracias. And just run. Just to make sure that the gun doesn't
Yeah.
just to make sure the gun doesn't like swing their way.
You're like, who said that? And it's like, they're like
Yeah.
Perfect. So, all right, good. So with this, we
And
go
then make it
back.
to the car. Yeah.
Yeah, you make it back to your car. As you can see, the prince is there. And then we'll go back over to Adrian. Now, Adrian, one of these untouchables is aiming towards you and is firing their weapon. Do you want to dodge, fire back? What would you like to do?
I'd probably Adrian would probably dodge, like try to get out of the way versus
Sure.
trying to fire at them. More than likely.
Okay, go ahead and roll your dexterity athletics to try to dodge. You have to beat 4 successes.
How do you do that? Do my rapid reflexes get anything for this?
They do, yeah. So you get to add your celerity to your dodge roll. So go ahead and add however many dice you have for dots for, yeah.
Ooh, that's a double. And then that's the same. Ooh, double.
Oh,
Okay,
so you
so
got
that's
like two
1, 2,
crits
3,
essentially.
4. Yep, 2 crits. So it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Is that what that means?
So
2 crits and another success, right? That's,
so you got 4 10s, right? Or is that a
I got 2 10s on the
2
dice.
10s? Okay, so that's 4
10.
successes.
Yep, and then another success.
Okay, so 5 successes. Yeah, you're good.
Yeah.
So you're correct. As you have 5 successes, they got 4 of them. So they tried to fire on you, and you dodged behind the car door, right? Essentially, as you're still there.
Yeah,
and
so
it
I
took the
had
hits.
dived into the vehicle, and shot through the window previously.
it,
So I
okay.
figured maybe I just ducked down.
Ooh,
out
I'll
of the way.
remember that. In the words of Jason Carl, I'll make a note of that. So
Oh, God.
perfect. And speaking of that, I guess you wouldn't have Apple Watches or whatever, but we'll say those of you who choose to have technology, it begins to ring as it warns you that it's about 4:30 a.m. Right now, and the sun is rising very soon.
No.
As you realize your situation is more dire than you thought, as this whole encounter and this conflict has led you to this point where you're having a shootout in the warehouse, and bullets may not be your main concern, but the sun is something that will destroy you if you don't take cover in a safe place. These Thimblheads might not have the same situation.
Does Carla know what's going on? When that?
Oh yeah,
I feel like Carla would know what's going. When my alarm goes off on my phone, it's serious business time, right? She would know that.
Oh, for sure.
I feel like I would look over at Carla and my big dinner plate eyes at this point when the alarm goes off, immediately she kind of just nods in my direction. She knows.
Oh yeah, she's smoking a cigarette. Bullets are flying by her. It doesn't even affect her. And she flicks it and is ready to go. And then
she just takes it on the dashboard and puts it out on the dash.
Exactly. Yeah. As Vicente Fernandez is playing throughout the speakers and all that kind of stuff. So.
Yes.
So perfect. Do you choose to get in the car and slam the door shut essentially?
Myself?
Yeah.
Oh man, yeah, I'm already in the car. I would have definitely either jumped over to the other side and slammed the door and just be like, step on it.
Okay, perfect. And then last but not least is Chulo, as you're up in the catwalk and you're seeing this occur, and you hear the whistle of pay attention. You need to get over here, sort of thing, from your companion.
Yeah, I guess I'd try to use my cat's grace to get down all nimbly bimbly to get back to the car. But before I do, I just look at all of the enforcers that are left up on the catwalk. And go, you were lucky. And then just leave.
You see Theo Eddie's husband that's holding him in his arms, being like, why? It's a terrible
just look at him, you're dead to me.
And then blood feuds start.
You're not welcome at the cookout anymore.
Exactly.
So
my niece is 15, forget it.
Exactly, yeah. So at this moment, you arrive in the car, and you all see the prince as you see her vulnerable, as she has her magnum still there, still composed, still strong, protruding a show of strength and all that kind of stuff. But she knows she's vulnerable and in your guys' hands. But at the same time, you're hearing the sounds of bullets impacting your vehicle, as you know that you're all in the same situation, here. As she leans over to Carla, essentially, and then goes, it's the Whataburger on 7th Street, and da-da-da, and then, that's where the safe house is, essentially. As Carla looks to Adrian to see if it's something she should follow.
Your safe house at Pinchy Whataburger? Really?
She's like, it works. It's I'll show you, all right? As, yeah.
Yeah, I'll look up from kind of laying down in the seat and kind of looking over the window and stuff like that, and I'll look over at Carla and just be like, follow the car, damn it.
And does anyone want to be the co-pilot in this situation?
I have my gun on the prince, so
yeah.
I don't think I can.
Sure.
Adrian, your front seat? Is that where you were?
Whichever
Passenger?
seats, wherever.
We'll say the back left window is the one that's busted and broken, and there's shattered glass and all that kind of stuff. And so you guys get the car peels out as she goes so fast that the back of the car slams against the actual street as they try to fire into your actual vehicle. Now, Rizzo and Marguerite, what would you guys like to do in this situation? You can fire upon these untouchables that are getting in their car and going to chase you guys down, as there's 3 vehicles. One of which is staying to deal with this, and then the other one, actually 2 of them are staying to deal with it. One of them is pursuing. Yeah.
I look at Ariso. I got the prince. What do you want to do?
Oh, muted.
I am mute. I think Arisa's like, 1 second, because Arisa doesn't want to kill them because like they're helping in a way.
Mhm.
So she's gonna take one of the guns that has just regular bullets in it, and just aim for the tires.
Sure. All right. So you're in this case, you're going to go ahead and do composure and firearms because you're actually training and aiming your gun.
I'm not good with composure. Okay.
I mean, unless you want to like haphazardly spray and then do dexterity, that's really cool too. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm gonna haphazardly, but like I'm like aiming low at the tires.
Sure. Yeah.
That's where we're going.
Engine is just as good as tires. I'm just saying.
Yeah, they'll survive an engine explosion, right? Like that's fine.
Chula's like watching you and like mentioning it. Yeah.
Right there.
3.
3 successes. Okay. And so meanwhile, one of them is going to try to shoot you with 4 successes. So with your 3 successes, unless you want to use one of the billion rerolls that you have,
I will take since we got a bajillion. I will take one, yeah.
Go for it.
So that's 4.
4. Okay. So with your 4 successes, you meet it, you beat it. So in this situation, they're firing on you, and maybe some of them do graze you or hit you or glancing blow or whatever. But sure enough, you're able to hit one of the tires, and it just pops as it begins to fire, just flop essentially, and it's slowing them down and causing their drivability to like decrease and all that. But they're still in hot pursuit at this time. So Marguerite, what would you like to do? Or would you like to continue to stay trained or ask the prince questions or what have you? Yeah.
I have so many choices and options. She already gave the address, correct?
Correct. Yep.
And I'm sitting like right next to her.
Yeah, we can say so. Yeah, and we'll say that this is like limo style, where it's just like couch seats that are like facing. I guess
we
Super
do like
Forester,
a cool
but
face to
whatever.
face.
Yeah. We'll do that. Yeah.
Sweet. I pop my gun
Nice.
over to Chulo, and I take out a steak, and I'm coming right up to her. And
Oh
Trying to stay here. Okay, perfect. All right. So what you're gonna do in this situation?
she gave the address though, right? So it's not like we don't know where we're going.
Correct. Yeah, that is true.
Great.
So, go ahead and do your athletics strength or dexterity, and then your melee as you're trying to take this. Yeah, you're like Buffy the Vampire Slayer as you're like pulling out the stakes. Yeah, there.
I gotta seal this deal, man.
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah, she'll go. And then she is just firing on you, trying to. That is 2 successes.
Well, guess what? I beat it by 3. I got 3 successes.
You win. Yeah, as she doesn't expect this. As she goes like, listen, I just want to explain. And then sure enough, like she sees you, she tries to shoot. It pops a hole in the ceiling, and then you just stake her in the chest. As she looks to you with fury and like spits vitae on your face as she goes into torpor, as she just like slumps down. The gun falls at her side, and she just watches. She doesn't have stake bait, but she just watches you all. And you have like +1 body of a prince as angry body of a prince. As, yeah.
I put it in my back pocket.
There you go. Perfect. Ba-dum-bum. And then
I just whisper over to her. Now you're gonna see what it's like for me to take over your empire.
if looks could kill, daggers are being thrown at you, but she can't do anything. As moving over to, we'll go back to Chulo. What would you like to do?
I believe I grabbed a handgun that was tossed at me.
Yep.
I
rifle, yeah.
Oh, gotcha. Yeah, okay, that makes more sense. I just train it on the prince's neck. I'm like, how many rounds do you think to get through this thing?
Are you talking to me or are you talking to... Oh, yeah, you're asking everyone?
I'm asking
Okay,
the car. I'm just like, how many do you think I'll need? Just unload the mag or what?
Carla's like, 10. As, she's like...
Yeah, I kind of hold up my hand and I
Carla's...
say,
oh, sorry.
I just hold up my hand and I look like back at you, Chulo, and I look and I say, remember, we can squeeze the lemon. Just if you
And you know that Carla's an abuela. She's older. She takes it as a side gig, so she's fine. Yeah. So, what would you like to do, Chulo?
I mean, if I hold on, I'm looking at what I even.
Now, to assist, she gave you the location, but she didn't quite tell you the details of this safe house. Particularly if there's a key card needed, keys, what the situation is like security wise. Granted, you have her body, you have her pockets, all that stuff, so you can look through them if you'd like, or you can simply just take your revenge and then call the number as on the card. Whatever you'd like to do. Yeah.
Okay, so I haven't activated prowess yet, and I see that gives me another bonus on unarmed stuff.
Yep.
I'm wondering if I can both activate that and try to rip her head off at the same time.
Oh my god! All right, sounds good. So it's funny because in the last one shot we did for charity, Imogen was one of the characters that was played by Guilty Cosplay, and then like their character's now being destroyed as like. All right, we're gonna go ahead and have you go ahead and do a strength and athletics and prowess, I think, because you have.
I'm gonna do my rouse check first to see if I. Oop.
You see some vitae slip from her the sides of her eyes as it she waits for final death.
Like we could have just buried her.
Could have. So sorry. Yeah. Strong. So that was strength. And then brawl.
Yes. Yeah.
Or what was and then
strength, brawl, and then probably prowess, I would say.
Or my potence. Yeah, that makes sense. When activated, add the potence rating the user to their unarmed damage. I don't have enough dice for this. Hold on, I need to find out.
Oh god.
Okay,
and she's like 110 pounds, so she has the neck of a bird as she's just like.
Okay, that's a crit. That's a crit. That's a success.
So that's already
a success. That's a crit. That's a success. I have three 10s and 3 other successes.
5. Okay, so 8 successes. So yeah, no problem. You have creative freedom to describe how this happens as you end the life of this prince of Arizona on her coronation night.
Mm-hmm. What was the other the party? It was Stacy, the party planner.
Stacy.
Is that right?
Who died from final death? Yeah.
Right. I just grabbed the prince by the neck because I want to steady it. Right. I want to make sure not too much comes out. I don't want the whole spine to come out. I want this to be more like
Mortal Kombat. Oh
you know.
Right.
Yeah. So it's just like I'm holding the neck in place with the stakes right there, and then just grab the hair. I could do like the low grab, right? Like you grab from the base of the hair, not the and then just slowly. And I go, fucking Stacy, are you kidding me? And then just rip the whole head off.
And you do so as Quentin Tarantino style, blood gushes and drowns you all in like this SUV. But sure enough, you do so. The prince is now dead. You can call the number on it because you've completed this, but you're still trying to outrun these pursuers, and night is ending and turning over to day. As you see down the street, there is the Whataburger that's like is not operational, like it's not actually like open yet, so like coming soon or like opening soon and all that kind of stuff. But sure enough, and then so it goes over to Adrian as you are like seeing them reach out of their actual sides of their cars and beginning to try to open fire into your guys' vehicle.
So Adrian would like to, seeing that they are still firing and stuff like that, we are looking at the prince currently just absolutely decapitated and dead, and we've gone through her pockets, I assume. We've kind of
no one has done that yet.
The corpse.
Yeah. We loot the corpse.
Well, before it was a corpse.
See, +1 magnum.
There was
of
the
prince.
ability, the chance to loot the body.
So you can do that. You can choose to.
I mean, just a shit. I mean, just a quick. Like I don't even want to take. Yeah, just like literally as I grab the body, because I don't even want to take like a moment to really try to go through it.
Yeah.
Waste my whole turn. More along the lines of like as I'm grabbing her, I want to see if like I feel maybe something hard or anything like that in her pockets or something like before I.
Wits and awareness to try to like find if there's anything of value or worth.
Okay, I can do that. What's an awareness? 1. Ooh, double. That one is going to be 1, 2, 3, 4. 5, 6 successes.
Okay, with 6 successes, you find her cell phone, Apple Watch, wallet, as well as you do find in the wallet is a key card that looks very specific, sort of like noted or anything. That's just like a piece of plastic that you see that is used for technology and all that kind of stuff. And yeah, that's pretty much all this is, other than like jewelry. Yeah.
I will take the phone, turn it on.
You see that she
Take
was
her
buying her
thumb,
Twitter followers the whole time.
Take her thumb and open it, like unlock it.
You do so?
For like the thumbprint. Quickly go over to her Instagram and delete her account.
You do so as it just fades away. Yep. And
Margarita just calls out, "Is that necessary at this point?"
And Adrian looks at you and goes, and just crushes the phone.
Welcome to Pettyville. As
So
now I just look at you. I just look at her and I go, "No hard feelings."
Did you like block 3 followers first so that it was destroyed with
before
a
it was
lower
weird.
count than you?
Oh my
Okay.
god.
Oh,
Technology aside, is anybody gonna call the phone number? The prince is dead. We've got people tailing us right now. We don't even know if we can get
so
into this safe
Adrian,
house.
oh, you did say you have another phone. That's true. Yeah, because you
I got
broke
my
one
phone.
phone and then you have a secondary. Yeah.
Yeah, I got my second. I mean, yeah, I'll look at it. I was also contemplating. I'll say this to the group. I was also contemplating just throwing her out of the vehicle, just to
Is that not
freak
what we're
the
doing?
people out. Go for it.
We need to bury
I'll
the
call the
body.
number.
Which part?
And start lowering the window.
Yeah, well, actually, yeah, you could just toss the head out. Why not? We don't.
No,
need
we
it.
need
Oh
the
no,
head.
we
Oh,
are
okay.
keeping
The opposite.
head.
The opposite. Throw the body out. Keep the head. I don't know.
I need something to adorn my new club, so I'm keeping the head.
Who's
Give me
the
the
real
card, give
baddie
me the-
here?
let me- I have the phone. I'm gonna go ahead and call the number.
Call somebody.
Okay, so you do so. As it rings, it picks up, and there's just silence on the other line. What would you like to say?
Mom,
Hello?
Prince?
As you hear a deep and grumbling sort of voice being like, is it done?
Of course it's done.
And then, sure enough, they go like, "We'll be there soon." As the line clicks and finishes. At this point, the sun is spilling through the opening of the holes in the vehicle and also the exposed window and all that kind of stuff. You don't see anything really that you could use as sort of protection from this. So
I mean, the windows are super
There's a
tinted. Yeah.
body.
super tinted. That means that it's obsure
I'm gonna-
daylight. I looked up
I'm
these
gonna-
rules today. As so, they're, obscure daylight means that every other turn you're going to take aggravated damage. But for this one, you're feeling the heats come from the sun, but you're not there yet. Yeah.
Can I grab like Carla by the side of the head and like pull her over and like slam her up against the window to block the light? And I'll take
She's
over.
driving.
I'll take
Yeah.
over
How
driving.
much-
That's what I mean.
How much window does this corpse cover?
That one, it wouldn't matter too much because the actual main front mirror needs to be more visible than the rest. So that's the most sunlight that'll sort of come through. So the back of the car is probably the most thing. So getting on the floor or whatever is probably going to help you out the most for obscure daylight. The back left of the vehicle is full daylight because there's a hole there, and and the front of the vehicle is going to be. So you're actually in the front, so you could like take off your seatbelt because vampires care about safety, and then you can like get in the back if you want to.
I got nothing.
Who's what when
I'm
where?
just, I don't know. I just
so
slammed
your
Carla
current
against the
situation
window.
is that you are almost to the safe house. You assume that this key card means something to the safe house. You're hoping, and it's not a keypad or something like that. But daylight is pouring through, and you still have pursuers that are slowly but still shooting bullets into
So
you.
I didn't have my chance to go yet. So I actually
Oh, go for it. Yeah, sorry.
Yeah, so Arizo's like feeling the sun is gonna start pulling the scarf like down and like over their face, and then just go pop a couple more shots to the
Sure.
pursuers to like try to stop.
Dexterity or composure, and then firearms. And if you get bad rolls, feel free to use your re-rolls to.
Did
They're
we
gonna
ever
fire.
use like the really
4.
good thing where it was like auto success or something?
Oh, you did not. Okay, we'll go ahead and have that happen right after Riza. Riza.
7 successes.
Dang, they got 4. All right, good. So you lean out of this window. You're going to go ahead and take your aggravated because any amount of flesh that's exposed here is going to burn and sear as...
Yeah.
So 1 aggravated is what you take.
Okay.
But in this pain, you take it as you go ahead and unload onto this vehicle. As you see, just like in the movies, it just explodes in fire and flames as they try to impact your vehicle. And there are bullet holes and all that kind of stuff. And the cracks from the back window is starting to get larger and larger. But it holds for this moment as your pursuers are now stopped in their tracks. And you make it to the parking lot of this Whataburger at this 5 a.m. as the sun is sort of coming up now, full blown in this Arizona morning. And you've got to make your way to the car to this Whataburger and hope this key card is the thing that's going to get you in there. So if you want, you can be like, Carla, go try and open the door.
I'll absolutely kick her ass out.
As she undoes her thing and then she gets out. And,
it looks like she's taking too long. I'll probably just push her along. Hurry up.
My arthritis. As
I give her the head in case there's a retina scan.
Sure. She she throws up a little bit, but then she takes the head and then goes over and she pushes the door and it opens. Without
the head?
Without lock mechanism. Yeah. Granted, this is the door to the Whataburger, so it's not like the safe house. It's just this Whataburger establishment.
Yeah.
Quickly, everybody get to the Whataburger.
You guys don't have ocular scans at your Whataburgers?
So
we just barely got Whataburgers.
There's unless you want to drive the car through the Whataburger front entrance, but there's already sirens and police sounds and everything that's kind of going through this area. You can ditch one of you can drive up close and ditch everyone off and then go and ditch the car and then come back, or you can simply just all pilot to the safe house.
Well, I'll say that Adrian, since Adrian had already kind of pushed Carla along, he'll kind of slam it up as close as he can to the building. That way we don't spend as little time in the sun as possible, obviously.
Sure, that works. We'll say there's a little bit of cover over it, so you get uncomfortably close to this entrance and pile into it as there's windows everywhere in this building. But sure enough, you look. So I need wits and awareness to find out where the safe house is.
I don't know how a vampire works, but I do still have my blazer coat. Can I put it over my head as cover to run inside?
Yeah, but it would still be obscure, so it'll save you for this brief moment, but it doesn't fully do it. Yeah. Okay.
So what are we rolling? Sorry.
Wits and awareness to be where the fuck is a safe house as you're trying to find a false door, a place where 5. Okay.
5.
Yeah, everything as everyone's frantically searching as the sun is coming and pouring through slowly, and dread fills you as you look in the back office and then feel one of the floors and you find that it's makes a different sound than the rest, and sure enough you pull over a rug and you find that it's actually a cellar sort of door of some kind, and you open it up to find that there is a pad that you need to actually input something or a reader of some kind.
The key card? Does the key card go to that?
Sure. You take the key card as you go and scan it, and then sure enough it activates as it opens up, and and it's nice, inviting, pitch black dark in there. As you see that there are bunk beds and all the anime selection you could ever want, subs only, and all that sort of stuff. So sure enough, you found the safe house. As you get in there and you hide and hope and pray that as you hear the sirens as they're going off, there's cameras that are linked to this, and the day you spend in here, you watch as they try to investigate this Whataburger. They don't find the safe house at all, or maybe they do actually, and then someone sees that a flap of the rug was actually undone and then covers it. And it's Officer Gomez, as you your contact saves your behind. And then,
I like that.
So
or maybe Carla.
Yeah, is Carla with you, or is she
I wouldn't. No, this is more our thing. Like,
I think we
Carla-
took the head back from her though.
yeah.
yeah,
But
yeah.
like Carla would like
Polishing
actually
that.
take the car also like and drive it off.
She's like, I gotta go to my second job, and she like,
no, like
Oh,
yeah,
no.
like get that shit out of here.
Carla's
Don't need-
underemployed.
I wish her a happy birthday.
she goes, thank
Hey,
you.
good luck with your family. I know you got something going on today. So
And she gives you from her giant purse that has everything in the universe. She pulls out a tinfoil wrapped like blood infused burrito for you. She was like, yeah.
This is why I pay the big bucks. That's what I'm talking about.
And she gets back in the car and then drives off and yeah. And then at this point, you wait tension filled day. As it finally turns to night, as you wait for this assistance to come, and sure enough, in this like wrapped sort of building with all of these sort of like caution tape and everything, a black SUV does come up and then come over to the safe house and open up, and you find that your Nana's benefactor was the Anarchs. That was that kind of explains that like you've burned your bridges with the Camarilla and you've destabilized them. But we have open positions that we'd love for you to do it as they offer you a transition to from one faction to another if you'd like to take it. And
I think Eurisa's gonna look at Marguerite and be like, "Are you gonna still go for Praxis, or you want to go for the Anarchs?"
I wanted to be Prince.
like out. It's like
Okay, hold on.
But-
All right, I in true venture fashion though, I feel like I would like to negotiate here. We did in fact take out the prince,
Mhm.
therefore the prince is still available, and since you helped us, I think an alliance between the Anarchs and the Camarilla is actually the best course of action here. So what if I were to take Prince? You and I work out jurisdiction of where the Camarilla resides versus the Anarchs, and we coexist peacefully.
Sure. In this sort of like the back office of this Whataburger, this fate of the Arizona territory is decided as Domingo, the prince of, the Baron of the Anarchs in this territory, agrees and goes like, I think that's a wonderful proposition, and we can absolutely make that work and back you up with this. As they go like, we have a few other people on the inside that actually are looking to support like our cause and make this sort of work in exchange for positions of power, so we can make this happen. As you guys spit in your hands and shake as you solidify the deal.
Nice.
What the hell is that?
And then like Anarch culture as they like pose, and then
I will have a contract written up for you with the boon that suggests otherwise outside of this bit.
Nice.
And my people will be in contact with your people shortly.
perfect.
Speaking
So-
of your people, I would like to also put in the I guess my 2 cents, if you will. I don't mind being on one side or the other, but we of course want my stature back. I assume Marguerite's with you.
Oh, you're gonna get a higher stature. How about let's talk about somebody who collects the boons and actually takes care of the gossip of the world.
Adrian make a good harpy.
There's a I
Yeah,
knew
there
there
you
was a
go.
reason we were working.
And of course, Ariso and mi primo.
Mm-hmm.
I would want you guys to be my sheriff and seneschal.
I want my sheriff's position back. So
Done.
I look at the Anarchs and I'm just like, and I just kind of turn around and walk kind of behind Marguerite.
I kind of come close to Marguerite and go, but Prima, wouldn't it be better to have someone on the inside? And then I turn around and go, I accept, and I go over with the Anarchs.
Sure. And like the end of Godfather, it's like of this Whataburger as deals are made.
is it like the sun? Like this camera's like zooming out of a, like the bright orange and white like neon
Exactly.
sign of a water.
Yes. So, the fate of the Phoenix territory and the Arizona territory has been decided. So the prince of Phoenix is dead, and a new prince is gonna be coordinated and all that kind of stuff. Long may she reign and all that. So yeah, good job guys, you survived this hit. And like I had a secondary part where like maybe you let the prince live and she gives you a sweet deal, but you know what, never mind. But
We make our own
There you go. Yeah, there you go. Perfect.
Yeah.
I'd like to go on record that you hear Prince Vargas and people probably look at Chulo being like, are you
Oh, there's a lot of eye rolling. Yeah.
Right.
And correction.
Perfect.
Right.
So let's go
Like, no.
ahead and let's go ahead and do our outros to make sure take the space and let everyone know who you are, where you can be found, and then what you're up to next. And we're gonna go. Dan, do you feel like you can take this?
Yeah, let's do it.
All right, go for it.
Hi, I am Dan from Nat One Fun. I do a lot of stuff on the internet, including Dungeons and Dragons, a lot of cyberpunk stuff. Hopefully, some more Free League stuff coming in the future, some like the One Ring and Morkborg and all that good stuff. So keep an eye out for that. You can catch me every other Wednesday on my own channel at Nat One Fun or /Nat One Fun on Twitch. And we do a show called Running Feywild that is basically an isekai where we get thrown into the world of the Feywild as humans. And then you can catch me on a lot of other shows as a producer for things. I do a lot of tech production, video production, and everything like that. Yeah, that's pretty much it for me. Nat One Fun is going through a bit of a rehaul recently, so you can catch me a lot on YouTube these days and TikTok. Again, at Nat One Fun or Nat One Fun, whatever, you'll find me there. Yeah, and I'm doing a lot of stuff there, so see me there in the future.
Perfect. And then Mo.
I am Mo. You can find me all over the internet at Serena Bezos. I do a lot of tabletop stuff in general, like writing, playing, streaming, podcasting, voice acting. I've done a lot. I've been taking a small little break from the streaming stuff just because the burnout is real. But I'm happy to be back, especially with this wonderful, wonderful, beautiful Latin crew that we have going on here. But for now, I just join wherever the vibe fits for streaming. But check me out for some writing that's coming up in the future. If you saw some streams from last year with Renegades and Kids in Capes, that's still being worked on. So, yeah. Thanks again so much, D'Angelo. I really appreciate it.
Of course. Thank you guys. Oh my God, that was amazing. And then Miguel.
Hey everyone, that's me. I'm Miguel. Pronouns are he, they. You can catch me all over the internet at Miguel_Clasico. I am currently working on Order Up, a TTRPG where the players take on a group of street food aficionados trying to make their way through a world of magic and whimsy. You can also check me out at the Red Hair Inn this coming Monday, where I'll be playing in Hall of the Mad King as Gustavo, happy-go-lucky halfling druid who just throws fire to fix his problems. He also has a giant fire spirit rooster named the Duke, as one does. You can catch me not this coming Thursday, but next Thursday for the final episode of a Vessin. I finally figured out how to say that game's name right. Vessin mini campaign that I'm playing with Chaotic Wonderful. Great folks over there. And coming in October, check me out season 2 of the Masks actual play that I GM over with TRPG. That's TEA TRPG Age of Wonder. Season 2 was going to be fire.
Perfect. And then Cynthia Marie.
Hey y'all, I am Cynthia Marie. You guys can find me on Twitter at CyntAnswer or Instagram, Cynthia__Marie. I am a TTRPG enthusiast. I'm also a systems engineer by day, so I do a whole bunch of other things at night. Speaking of at night, if you are interested in Vampire, I am going to be in season 2 of New York by Night. I am playing Coco the La Sombra, so go check her out because I really, really enjoyed playing that character. If you wanted to do some catch up or recap, I was on a little show called LA by Night. I played Nellie G. So if you guys wanted to check that out, you can go onto YouTube and go check out all season 5 seasons up in there. I play a ton of Vampire. I was on Renegade for a little bit on the Nightlife. You can see me play a Tremere there. I have played on Gehenna Games. I've played another Tremere there that is Thainal related. So if you want to see any of the stuff that I'm working on, it's on all of my social medias. I do my best to try to retweet and stuff like that, but I do have a day job, so sometimes it takes me a little while to respond or do things. So hit me up, hang out with me, my fellow anxiety warriors. I love you very much, and this was a wonderful charity, and gosh, it fills my heart to play with Latin players. Like, oh, it felt so good. So thank you for this opportunity, D'Angelo.
Absolutely. Yeah. Thank all of you, the cast, for doing this. You're Brown, you're beautiful, you're amazing. And then thank you all to the viewers who like took their time to watch and donate and support. We really appreciate you guys. We started this with asking for 200. We met that goal within like the 30-minute mark, and then we ended with 200% raise. So thank you guys all so much for everything. We really appreciate you. And we hope you all have a wonderful weekend, and we'll see you guys around.
Real quick,
Yep,
before
yep.
we go, D'Angelo, I wanted to thank you wholeheartedly. This was my first time ever playing Vampire the Masquerade, and you did a wonderful job at running the game. And I want to thank you all as players as well for accepting me in, and you guys killed it, and I loved it. It was so
You
awesome.
slayed it.
Thank you so
Yeah.
much. It was
You're
so
so
awesome.
good.
It was such a
Everyone
great
is so
experience,
great.
and I can talk about it for ages now. Thank you all.
It's such a trip to be like Nelly G's my favorite character, and then getting to like storytell for like Cynthia Marie, and then being like Jason Carl's my favorite like storyteller and like DM and all that kind of stuff, and then being in the chat and all that kind of stuff. So it's like
Anxiety attack. Big time.
exactly. But hopefully it seemed like everyone enjoyed it, so that's awesome, and that's all I could ever ask for. So hope you guys all have a wonderful weekend, and we'll see you guys later.